buttons trial or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it, 4 or 5?
5.
5.
5 calls. 6 calls.
I was thinking of 24 seconds in my head.
Work, didn't it?
Yeah. 1 call. Yes. Yeah. 9 call.
Good?
3 players.
Or still no?
What's up, guys? Jumping right in here. First hand of our 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack cash game. We got a raise from early position E there in the 3 seat with some mystery cards. Making it 12 to go. Gets called by John in the 5 seat with ace 10 off. Pick up a call from Roca out of the small blind. Jack 4 suited. Looks like we lose E on the flop, and we're going heads up to the turn. 2 players to the turn. Roca flopping a pair with some backdoor straight options. John with a worse pair, ace 10 offsuit. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You guys jump in the chat. Let me know who's watching and from where, what you guys got going on.
I got invited to the game. I just drove 4 hours out here to play.
Nice.
You drove how many hours?
4 hours. That's dedication, my man.
That's going to do it. We're on to the second hand. We'll take a look at the stacks, what everyone's in for so far.
My first time playing, I'm trying to get a feel of everybody playing.
All right, guys, this is where we're at to start our 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack cash game. Live Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Looks like everyone in for the max 500 in this game. We got a couple of short stacks.
Can you stay in turn?
7 raises, 12, 8 folds, 9 folds.
This time Kyle coming in for a raise. Queen Jack offsuit makes it 12 to go. That's going to do it. Kyle's going to scoop the blinds. Button's going to move on to the next hand.
Oh, man, appreciate it. It's yours. Appreciate you.
This game is always my favorite game to stream. Always see some wild stuff happen in this game.
Yeah, we can see about it.
Never know what you're going to see. 2-2 no limit deep stack cash game.
The only thing is we can only put teams above 500.
Every time I think I get this game dialed in, I'm dead wrong.
Slow. Where's the supervisor?
Cash game.
3 folds. That's funny. 5 folds. 6 folds. 7. 8. 10.
Cocktail lady legs. Chopping. Sure. I mean, the people hate house on yikes.
Looks like we got our first chop of the night. 3 hands in. And got a chop.
Go ahead. I'm a chop. Are you serious?
Yeah, are you serious on the stream? Question mark, question mark?
GT Jack in the chat. What's happening, buddy? What's going on?
I never watched the chat.
Congratulations on your deep run in the monster stack the other day.
Somebody wants me to register and watch it.
Always fun to see some of my chat regs get deep. Couldn't have gotten there with a better group of people, for sure. That was a great final table. We should have streamed that one. Mojo trying to get in the game. Come get in the game, man. This list has been moving fast. This game will probably go long after the stream goes. This deep stack cash game, we'll move it out into the rest of the room, and we'll let them play till they fall asleep. We want to play till we close. Looks like we got 4 players to the flop this hand. Can't see Andre's cards. Andre there in the 6th seat with a mystery hand. Looks like John leads out here with middle pair. Pair of 10s on the ace 10 4 board. 6 of diamonds. Flush draw gets there on the turn. Gets checked over to Andre. Leads out for 20. Bet of 20 is going to be good. John finds the fold. Andre's going to take down that one. 4 hands in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We just here at Best Bet Jacksonville, we just wrapped up our winter series this past weekend. Congratulations to our 3 finalists. The main event ended in a 3-way chop. First place taking home over $60K in that thing from an $1,100 buy-in. So this week's been kind of slow here at Jacksonville. We call this our tournament hangover after we get done with a big series. Tournament hangover week.
You like
Wow, GT Jack.
I'm gonna give you a minute.
Huge final table. 2.0 million on the final table of the 350 monster stack here on Sunday afternoon. So sick. What a great final table. Like I said, we should have streamed that instead. But congratulations to my man Charlie going back-to-back streamed final tables here at Best Bet Live.
I thought you just said the blinds were 5. That's why I read hard.
Learning to program, we're just diving in now. I think this is the 4th hand. We might have some spicy action this hand. King Jack offsuit raised to 23. Right into E's aces on the button. King Jack offsuit makes the call, going heads up to the flop. Aces way in the lead. King Jack offsuit drawing to 1% equity. Kyle checks it over to E. E coming with the C bet here in the 3-bet pot. 75 into 120. Quick fold, easy pot, no problem. We're about 5 hands in. We haven't, we just got started. All my guys tuning in from Texas, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out.
So it's on 15-minute delay, so it's live right now.
Oh, it's live right now.
That's right, we're live.
24 seconds. That's it.
Wow. I'm a little slow. Apologize.
24 seconds.
I know my man Matthew there in the 4 seat. Probably got some viewers tuning in from the greater New Orleans area. Thank you guys for tuning in. Drop me a line in the chat. Let me know where you're at, where you're watching from. Pocket deuces coming in for the men, coming in for 2. E opening up the Jack 7 suited from the cutoff.
No, not me.
Aaron in the chat, what's up? Durban Jag, what's happening? Boone, North Carolina, I know where that is. What's happening? Thanks for watching. Aaron in the chat from Austin, hey man, what's up? Hope everything's good. Ace, ace, 10 board, 3 players. Andre with the mystery hand. Looks like E's already gotten out of the way.
Actions here. We go in a circle. Buttons here, first action.
Giving them some lessons. We go in a circle. Starts on the button and moves clockwise. Got to act in turn. That's a big deal.
9 moves all.
What do we got going on here? 3 aces on the board. Ace, 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 10, 4 on the board. Looks like we got an ace. Andre roll over quad aces.
He has my hand.
What is the high?
Andre just rolled over quad aces right there.
Actually has my hand. He's got aces full. Come on, that's not wrong with me, man.
What looks like Andre makes quad aces. Looks like he's got ace 4 suited. Makes quad aces. That's going to be good to go up on the high hand board. I pick up an extra $300 in promo money for making a high hand quad aces with a 4 right here on the live stream table. It's pretty sick. Unfortunately, yeah, his 4 doesn't play. He doesn't make quads, but he does have aces full of 4s for the high hand. All right, so that's a weird one. For our high hand promotion, both of your cards have to play, and it has to be the best 5 cards on the board. So unfortunately, he was only playing one of his whole cards since he had that 10 on the board. Yeah. Yeah, he makes aces full of 4s for the high hand. He makes quad aces with a 10 to win the hand. Yeah, that's tilting, right? Quads are going to win. Aces full of 4s for the high hand. Aces full of fours might be good. They might hold up for the high hand. We don't have very many tables going today. It's been slow. Been a slow one around here today.
Yeah, I was like, I saw it.
Durban Jag, I think if you're talking about the commentator we had in earlier last week, that's E in the 3 seat. He's a good friend of mine out of Austin, Texas. Spent a lot of hours playing here at Best Bet Jacksonville. Recently made the transition out there. And comes in town occasionally to play on the stream games. Joins me occasionally to do some commentating. So that was him that you heard. That's him in the 3 seat.
Looking at places.
Say what?
Please don't. You guys are gonna kill us.
Yeah, I know. Now all of a sudden, I was like, yeah,
She got hit?
I like Austin. It seemed like a good place.
Yeah, Austin's great actually. Even outside.
Yeah, he was in the. I had E on the remote commentary
Where's she
chat. I had him. I called him, and we got him here. Remote commentary. He sat in on. I think it was the 5, 10, 20. No, I think he sat in on the last 2-2 no limit game.
I was in the game.
What it was, me and E
What was that?
ran that thing. It was fun.
No.
Did a great job.
And a 1-3. Yes. Correct.
Russ opening pocket sevens under the gun.
So what they do is it's a combination of straddle. No one knows how much to raise, which is hilarious.
Looks like it folds around to the blinds. Kyle gets out of the way. 7-4 offsuit. Looks like he folds.
Like, yeah, you start haymaker.
Tony comes along. King Jack off.
And all that good stuff. So it just it escalates rapidly.
Queen Queen Trey. Pocket sevens the best hand.
But there are a lot of rich people with
Check bet. Snap fold. Russ takes down the pot.
sort of, yeah. So like they just opened up like poker clubs within like the last couple of years.
You're playing in Texas?
Yeah.
Eddie,
Ooh. You want to make $25? You want to make $25?
what?
You want to make $25?
All right, looks like we got a seat open. We got a couple names on the list, but the list is moving quick. If anybody's in the area and wants to jump on this 2-2 deep list,
Sort
let me know. I get you signed up. You can come get in the game.
business opportunities there that I want.
Come gamble a little bit.
No one else wants that.
Looks like E coming in for a raise to 10 under the gun +1.
Yeah, yeah. And
Gets through the small blind. Looks like he's going to get called by Russ here out of the big blind. E opening pocket threes.
is also
Gets through the rest of the field. Russ defending the big blind. Both players about 500 deep. E flopping the gutter ball.
what he needs.
Needs a 4 to complete 5 high straight.
All right, give me what I need now. Perfect.
Yeah, seems like a pretty good board to C bet, right?
I can't beat it.
That's good to hear.
F3s.
1337 Goon, 2-2 live stream. We're gonna run till we'll run as long as the game is good, man. If the game's good, and we got viewers, we'll run all night, but we'll definitely run until at least like 11 or 12. Ooh, get him! Learning the program. Get him!
Yeah, they had another club.
Come get your boy.
Had a stream through the APP, but I think it's shut down. They shut the stream down, I think.
Come get your boy. It's called range advantage.
Because the place is like
If you raise pre-flop in early position and an ace comes on the board, you have to bet. It's just the rule.
Dealers like wearing hats. And
yeah, it's a combination of like,
All right, we got a straddle pot in this 2-2 no limit deep stack game. We do allow them to straddle the button for $4, so action starts in the small blind. A little bit of confusion here about the button straddle, but we figured it out. We got there.
we just put like a $5
We might have just got a walk there in the straddle. I think that is just what happened. All the blinds folded. A couple players walking. New player in the 9 seat.
Yeah, there was some.
Tony got a walk in the straddle.
In Houston, there were two that got shut down.
Learning the program. I hear you. I'm not arguing. He raised under the gun. You flop an ace. You bet. That's what happens. It's called range advantage, right? You know what I'm talking about.
You don't need a license to do anything. There's no game in the game.
If you don't get 3-bet, you're gonna have
So apparently one of them.
you're gonna have the best hand more often than not. Maybe he did have the best hand. Maybe pocket trays were the best hand. We couldn't see Russ's cards.
DA's office like owned
Here we go, Kyle getting in there, ace-4 offsuit, making it 12 to go.
Explanation, yeah. But what ended up happening is like they were
Russ
closed
picking
for
up
like a month and a half,
ace-9
6
off on the button in the straddle pot. Ooh, the 10 NL games on Bovada.
same staff, everything.
That's a landmine fest.
Yeah. Both my sister and mine. That's anybody get hurt? They just ladies just trying to like.
Got a little board lag here. There we go.
Yeah, that was
Is everybody okay?
Both players flopping an ace. Russ in the lead, better kicker. Guy's going to need a 4 for the win or an 8 for the chop.
Did that hold up? Did aces full hold? No, it was quad 3s.
Ooh.
So I couldn't get quad ace because my hand had a 4 in it. Right. On the board.
Now we can only draw to a king, right? Only drawn to a king. Now that Russ makes 2 pair.
I was like, oh, I got 5 minutes.
Aces and kings with a 9 would be a chop, even though Russ turned 2 pair. Doesn't get there. Spades come in on the river. That might slow down the action a little bit. Yep. River goes check, check. Russ is going to show 2 pair, aces and 9s with a king. Takes down 118 bucks. That's not a bad little pot, especially when the river goes check, check.
This is pretty decent amount.
Pick up a quick 120.
It's still dry a little, but it's decent amount of damage. And she talked about it on the I gotta, how am I know all the information you're gonna give me is right, you know? Unless you got me 1,000 in my pocket right now, you know?
How fast can you go in a Walmart parking lot?
It's not a bad little pot, especially
Got no license.
Oh, okay.
Most likely not. Most likely I'm gonna have to call mine.
Stephen Weir in the Facebook chat says, save you a seat. You're coming up. Come get on the list, man. I think there's about 4 or 5 names on the list. Earl Claiborne in the chat. Repping Miss Gloria. They're in the 9th seat. She's awesome. She's been playing in the room for a long time. She's cool.
No, not from New York. Even though I think the only poker room out there is like the turning spot.
Russ versus E. Russ with the ace-5 suited. Flopping middle pair. He leads out from the small blind with a mystery hand for 15. Russ is going to peel and see one more card for sure. Got some backdoor straight, backdoor flush outs. There's one of them. There's a pair of 5s with the nut flush draw on the turn. 10 of diamonds.
Oh, he's gone. He left.
Already 66 in the middle.
Caramel hot latte.
Looks like 40-ish. He comes out with 45 into 66. Both players, again, both players pretty deep. Yeah, Russ is never folding. Russ could probably even put in a 3-bet here to try to take the pot down right here. I like this play out of E, coming out with 75 on the river. Kind of a discoordinated board. 6-7, the only hand you really gets there. Queen 10, maybe. You could have some of the smaller sets. But I think a smaller set probably would have showed up earlier in the hand. Can't see E's hand. He's got some mystery cards. I'm assuming he's got a 5 beat. You say kings? 2 kings?
Fries and orange juice.
Oh yeah, 2 kings, way good.
Ketchup with your fries? Okay.
2 kings, way good. He takes down a big one out the gate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go drop them off. Do you want me?
Oh, queens. Yeah, that makes more sense. Queen, jack, offsuit,
Just the orange one? Or should
top pair. That makes sense. He turns right back around, puts out the straddle. Action's going to start on Matt there in the 4 seat in the small blind. We let them come in a little deeper than normal in this game. We let them come in for a $500 max. It's $300 out in the rest of the room. But this game is a lot more fun when we let them come in for $500.
So hold on, guys. Hold on. Action starts here. So call the four. So he folds.
All right, pick up a couple of folds here. Folds around to Miss Gloria there in the 9 seat. Blinds fold. Yep, get through Andre there. Kyle folds. Tony folds. Miss Gloria with some mystery cards. Action around to Jordan. She makes it 25 in the straddle pot. Jordan waking up with big slick makes it 75. Putting E in a tough spot with 2 black 9s on the button. What do you do here? This is a weird spot. Folds to 2 9s. You still got a player. You got 2 players left behind you to act. Gets rid of the 2 9s. John says he's not going to play for 75. Looks like Miss Gloria min clicks it to 150. Puts in the 4 bet. Jordan worried he just ran into the best starting hand in No Limit Hold'em. Pair of aces. Folds ace king offsuit. Miss Gloria takes down 235 without ever having to see a flop. That's the way to do it.
The 2 Rockies.
She shows him 2 aces. He made the right read. The mid click looked real sneaky. Miss Gloria taking one down. Doesn't even have to see a flop. Jordan makes the right read. Gets rid of the ace king offsuit.
I was like, I have a pair.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone that played in our winter series last week, it was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for showing up. Everyone that made the trip. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. That's the second time we've run that series. That's our own in-house event that we do, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun. James, how do you feel? I mean, you soul read, man. The min click looked kind of weird. Looked kind of fishy. The min click to me always screams like I want more value, but I don't want to run you out of the hand. What do you guys think? You guys drop a line in the chat. Let me know what you think about the min click. For me, that's what it always says. It says I want more value, but I don't want to chase you off. So just put in a little bit more.
I need a 5 of clubs.
The min click is like one of the scariest bets in Hold'em. E with those small pocket pairs all day. Pocket 5s this time. King high board. John getting a piece of it. Take that one down. Easy game. James Call says she might min click ace jack. Yeah, she might. She's not very deep though. I think she kind of bought in. I think she bought in kind of light. I think when you have like 100 big blind stack and you put 35 of them in pre with the min click situation, it looks real weird. If you have like, if you have 1,000 big blinds and you min click it, sure, different scenario. But when you min click off when you min click at the 35 bigs off of a 100 big blind stack. GT Jack, min click bluff. Yeah, that's a good one. The min click bluff. It works more than it should. Yeah, I could see that, man. It's a scary thing. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so I think that's why it works. People are like, oh, this play doesn't make sense. I'm just going to fold.
Yeah.
James calls small raises out of position so you can set up 75% barrels. Sure. Yeah, I like that. I mean, with monsters, you want to get stacks in by the river. I get that. Yeah, sometimes when you have a monster, it's really hard to get 100 big blinds in the middle. So if you min click, start building the pot early on earlier streets, for sure. Get the pot bigger. Now it makes a lot more sense to get your whole stack in. Durban Jag seemed like he was getting a good price to stay in. Not if you're drawing dead. I mean, obviously, you're never drawing dead, but basically. 1337. I'm not sure. I'll take a look for you in just a second. Let me go take a look for you, man.
Yeah, because that's both for y'all.
I'm not gonna hurt the girl either.
What do you think about that?
7 calls, 8 calls. 9 calls. 1 raises to 20, 2 and 3, 4 calls, 5, and 6 calls.
1337. We have 7 names on the list right now for this game. 7 names currently. Ooh, learning to program. If you don't have the best hand, how do you win the pot? Lucky gamble one time. Uh, 1337. I'm Dustin. Ben Lamb in C2. It's pretty funny. Kevin Thiel, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Couldn't do it without you guys. It's fun. I like doing it. Glad you guys tune in and watch. Durban Jag, she could definitely have King. I mean, yeah, a little better shot with Ace King if she has King, but still. If I get min clicked in that spot and I know she only has aces or kings, like, does she ever do that with queens? Maybe. James Call says he's played with her. She might do it with ace jack. I don't know. We'll get a little deeper in the stream. We'll see how she plays, and then we can revisit this conversation. But yeah, you're right. She could definitely have king, ace king.
Raises to 15. 3 calls, 4 calls, 5 calls.
How sick would it be if he blows him off of ace king with the same hand? That'd be pretty fun. Seat 9. Seat 9. Here we go. 3-way pot. Ace 4 tray.
2 bets, 25, and 3 calls, and 8 calls.
Looks like E leads out for 25. Gets called by Jordan with the. Whoa, Jordan just gets there right on the turn. Turns the nuts. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Am I reading the board wrong? It looked like there was a 10 on the board, but the graphics say something different. Anybody else catch that? Was it just me? Either way, Jordan takes down the pot. Easy game. Gets a fold from E. Yeah, I think something happened with the graphics there. I think there was a 10 on the board. Couple of small aces limping their way into the pot here. Just calling the 2. Russ coming out of the big line with the raise to 20. Ace queen suited. I like this play. I'm a big fan of punish the limpers, you know, especially with a monster hand like that, because you always pick up like one caller. Somebody just goes, well, I already put in 2. I'll put in another 18. Gets a call from Miss Gloria here with deuce 4 suited. Russ puts in the pretty standard follow-up C-bet of 20. Gets the quick fold. Bud moves around to the next hand. All my tournament players out there, we got the 30K coming up at our sister property, Orange Park, this weekend. Started running satellites earlier in the week. So go jump in that thing. $55 satellites running all week at 3 o'clock every day at the sister property. Win your way into the $200 buy-in. Orange Park, deep stack, 30K. I'll be there on Saturday, I think. Come get some. My money's live. Come get it. I play those things all the time. Any of you guys play over there during these series, you'll see me. You guys know that. My money's always live. Come get some. Daniel, yeah, I think something was up with the graphics. I think sometimes what happens is like the dealer might pitch over the reader for the board or something like that, and so it picks up the wrong card. I think that's what I'm almost positive the guy made Broadway on the right on the turn, just drilled it. GT Jack, hell yeah, man. That's right. We did play one time. We played the same table. We sat right next to me. I think you bluffed me off a big hand. You play a tournament though. Every hand's a big hand. That's cool. I think in that same tournament, I bluffed Eddie off of a big hand. So it's just like the circle of life. You know, you bluff me, I bluff Eddie, Eddie bluffs somebody. It's just, you know, it's like paying it forward. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I look, Kevin. I'm sorry. You're right. It is next weekend. I looked at the wrong date. It's actually the first weekend in February. It's a week from Friday. Yeah, that's my fault. This weekend is the first. It's the weekend of the 7th and the 8th. That was my fault. I was looking at the wrong calendar. The weekend of the 7th and the 8th. I'll be there on the 8th. Good catch, Kevin. Good catch. Bluffing it forward. GT Jack, we're just bluffing it forward. You can tell Eddie I said that.
I mean, Manny and Chowder are 2 out of the next 3. So.
Bring the Red Bulls in there?
Yeah, I got it.
I kind of felt it. How much?
Well, yeah, it's a gamble.
Here we go. Heads up action between Russ and John. Russ trying to get there with the pair and the gutter ball. Can't do it. There's 80 in the middle. John coming out for 10 on the river. And 10 does it. 10 gets the fold. Russ folds for 10. John only wants to turn back in one of his cards, though. You gotta give them both. Bluffing it forward. That's right. That's what happens. Kevin in the chat, good catch, man. I got my weekends mixed up. I thought we were there already. It's next weekend, the 7th and the 8th. Flights 1 and 2, 12 and 7. Flights 3 and 4, 12 and 7 Saturday. So Friday 2 flights, Saturday 2 flights. Come back day 2 noon on Sunday. You'll definitely see me on Saturday. You might see me on Sunday if I can get lucky one time.
That's a lot of money, man. $4. It's a half of a lap dance. You find the right club.
Whoa. I don't know where you get half a lap dance for $4. I don't know where you get, I didn't know you could get lap dance in quarters like that. What do you mean you get half a lap dance for $4? Miss Gloria getting in there, calling 20 with the 6-4 suited out of the hijack. We're going to be heads up to the flop.
Get it going.
Can't see Russ's cards, but I imagine 6-4 suited is way behind on this flop.
Yeah. The next few people on the list will change the team, but I need people to get at it.
Start on the button, big one.
Oh yeah. Walk it out.
Your button straddle?
Oh yeah.
In that case.
It hurts so much. Oh, you're getting.
Oh, we were going, yeah.
I straddle again.
Keep saying, there's sugar on top.
Sugar on
Sure.
Yeah, let's just make every hand $5 hands.
Just bomb pots.
That's fine. Every hand is a $10 bomb pot. Let's do it.
At least everybody would be a little more committed with that.
What's that?
Everybody would be a little more committed with that.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, no.
That's all we need. Just a little.
Yeah. That's what, just like $10 bomb pot. So just like we start every pot with 90 in the middle, some money will move.
Correct.
You know?
Money moves in the bank. Not this time. Another gun straddle. Yeah.
Strudel. Well, we're here now.
In the 7 folds. That's awesome. Six check. There's like 2 bets for him. 6 balls. That's up to the turn.
Check that screen.
Oh, the gun.
Straddle under the gun.
That's Tom Coughlin, yeah.
Might be saying it on it.
Sorry.
Action starts here. $4 straddle. 9 folds. 1 folds. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 raises to 8. 5 calls. 6 folds. 7 folds. And the 8 calls. Three players. Six ball.
How much would you guys like to bomb up for?
$10.
25.
What does y'all want? One without mandatory.
Come on.
You're trying to get me.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as I'm mandatory.
I'm trying to get someone off the table
It's not
here. I'm not going to
mandatory, I'm
sugarcoat it. Yeah.
Why would you do a $100 flip?
I'm down. I'm down.
You guys are degenerates.
Yes.
The 7 checks. The 3 checks. Six bets.
No, there's just three of my friends the other next to me on the list. I just want to gamble with them all.
You could just do it.
I could. Just put one of them in. Yeah, that would make the most sense for sure.
That'd be like the definition of poetic justice.
Pretty sure we have a long game tonight.
Why they started so late?
I don't know. I asked Dustin that once today.
They usually do.
6 checks.
Huh?
Yeah, he said they
Usually
start.
start late.
People didn't like it when it started early, I guess.
Usually start at 6:30.
7 and 6 checks.
The scoring. Horrible turn.
I think sometimes they have trouble keeping the C-string scores.
I thought they were switching.
How you doing?
Why did I jump again?
I started still over there, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
Alright, how much would you guys be wanting to bomb up for? 10 bucks?
$10.
You said everybody in.
Y'all go for it. I'll fold my hand.
You do a double board or single?
We only do singles.
Yeah, they don't.
Ain't on that number yet?
Since it's a jackpot game too, you just have to act in turn.
Yeah, we have to
with
do it.
$10.
Yeah.
So just wait on that and act in turn technically.
Oh.
Just so
No
there's
one's gonna kill a bad beat on this bomb fire.
right?
What is it right now, 100?
What is it?
85,000?
No, it's capped at 30.
So y'all don't take no money for no more. It's capped there.
Why are the ones?
You have to act on turn.
Yeah, we're still playing the
For
lines.
bad
It's just,
It's like
you have to play kind of like a normal.
I'm not smart enough.
Sweetie,
I don't know. You just search the Texas.
orange juice?
I have it.
You do? Oh, good.
Oh, you raised the 10. What are you going to do?
Okay, 1 raise the 10, 2 call, 3 call, 4 fold,
This is right mid city.
5 call,
I don't ever look at
6 call, 7 call.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's why I like doubles. So doubles. You don't play Omaha high low doubles. Like,
It's 14
Alright, good luck, me.
Everyone thinks the 14 call.
Thank
Yeah, 8 play.
Alright, next time.
So it's 1 check, 1 check, 2 check.
all right. Let's see if we got
5 call, 6
That's what I did. Just like, oh.
9.
Look at that deuce right there. Talking about, is this your first bomb pot set?
Man, that's great.
I had to get it.
Even better.
Yeah. I had to do stuff.
You're supposed to have juice there in stack.
Phone line. He said I had a shitty 8.
I know.
Kings. How you get a kings on the bomb pot? What's it like? You got 4 orbits and you get kings on the bomb pot.
And they win.
Oh, yeah. It's like the worst time to get a pocket pair.
On the paired board, I just don't have it.
Yeah.
Sucks just.
Landed.
Gut shot over.
I think it's one in there.
I did. I was like, oh, we got a gut.
I never.
Just lesson to all the kids out there. 5 bet.
5 call,
Come over the top of it.
That's what I was telling them.
7 call, 8 raise to
Talking to
11,
some friends of mine after that TCH stream. And
9 call.
I was like, yeah, I was doing pretty well until they could see the stream and see that I never had it.
All of a
Then
sudden,
I
everyone started
stopped
playing
doing.
back.
Yeah, I stopped doing so well.
I'm serious.
So bomb pot. cooking. Now we're cooking.
Save the game. Save the game.
I'll let you guys suck it. I see where this is going.
I lost $2. Appreciate the sacrifice.
I don't need him. I'm in trouble here.
So seeing color.
Color is not color, actually.
3 players.
One.
You know, put your reading on top.
So what?
Put your reading on top. Because you really want the highest amount of minutes.
Yeah, right. I can't see on the screen.
Everybody has 20 minutes. Now he's got. All right. Money moving around.
You guys want to keep mine still there.
For a second, I dropped
I feel like the Super Bowl is as high as every other.
it. Yep. And I didn't even know it. Didn't know how amazing it was.
Small blind did not get shot.
Shit.
Got him.
I got distracted. Thanks, Chad.
I hope you win every single cutoff.
5 full. 6 full.
I'll take that.
8 full. 9 full. 1 raise, 13. 4 full, 3 full. 5 full.
You guys won the big game and not throwing any money in.
I'm pretty sure I participated in several pots.
Profit's
25.
Send punch formation.
I'm trying. Literally.
All you guys got to do is show a bluff.
It was just 3 pot race, man.
All right, guys, we're jumping back in here. We're about an hour into our 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack cash game. We're going to take a quick look at the stacks. S and E been about neck and neck all game. Let's take a look at the wins. That's what everybody really wants to see. John in the 5 seed up
Okay.
100 big blinds.
You're 30.
Andre up 135. E up 30 bucks. Kyle
Free meals.
bringing up the bottom. Stuck 257 1 hour into our 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack cash game.
Definitely
Eight
over
full.
50%.
Kind of a small open, so
I know.
5
I'm trying.
full. 6 full.
Yeah, there we go.
7 full.
Everybody
8
call.
full.
Everybody call.
9 full.
And make all you ever be in a net and then go. I respect.
bottom
Big fold.
bottom 1%.
This is still. It's 3 empty.
No, but
3 players.
yeah, I know.
If you were winning pots with no glasses, I'm watching for you. You got glasses, all right.
Yeah. Listen, I can watch it. You can
Heads up.
They tried to come up with that thing a long time ago. So you can see what you people talk about, too.
That's 60.
that money around. There you go.
There you go.
Can I straddle for more than?
She wasn't.
5, 10, 25 games coming soon. So.
I know.
In a few days.
It's like y'all don't need to break your deal. You go over there, do Peter, do another deal. You have 3 of y'all. She's an all-time Peter person. Real break.
Actually, go start with small one. Four to call. 5 call. 6 call, 7 call, 8 call, 9 call.
Your bonus round?
Oh yeah.
I fault.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
She raised 25.
What it was all the money push forward all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I think I played the last like 5 hands.
What about this one?
Right.
You can't take a hand off. I thought.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Understood.
2 bets.
I play 2 every 5, so you know.
Whatever.
Right.
Dodgeable.
20's even called.
Yeah, I was not letting go of that 7.
Never get the ball.
Can I straddle?
Shit, I had quads and I didn't even do high end.
Can you straddle and finish it?
No, they got
Some
me
games.
like 2
Some
seconds.
games do.
Quad 3s.
That's
I was like,
place to place.
I was excited. Like,
Oh, yeah.
$100. What's it like? One.
Some places are only under the gun, some places
No.
are like under the gun,
Said,
but
nah,
some places are
Jackson, baby.
do whatever the hell you want. Those are great.
9 call.
Hawk goalie in the chat.
And then straddle.
Talking about Jen the dealer. Yeah, she's one of the best. She's great.
1 raise.
Sits down, does her job, very professional. Never any issues.
5 call.
That's how we like them.
6 call.
You watch any of Wes's vlogs?
9 call.
Wes's
Oh, stepped away from the chat for a second. What is happening in the YouTube chat?
Oh,
Nick from Yuma, what's happening? What's going on?
yeah. Houston, I think.
His vlogs is good. He's the wild boy.
Yeah.
Tread. 9 tread.
He got beat up on the live stream though.
Yeah, it happens.
That's the other one, yeah. Well, when he's doing his thing, he's running good. Like, live stream, he got murdered.
The thing about a vlog, you can control what
You
the
see,
people see.
yeah.
Coming.
1 tread.
But no,
5 tread. 6 tread. 9 tread.
All right, jumping back in here. 4 heart board. Looks like Russ getting the check mark. Can't see Andre's cards, though. Looks like he mucks him. No heart. No heart there.
Wow. Nobody has
4
a heart.
players make it to the river. Nobody makes a flush. Ace 10, good.
I'm not sure whether my dude
1 pair. Takes that one down.
I was like, oh, it's red. Oh, hard. Oh, I have all these diamonds.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. You're just tuning in. 2-2, No Limit Hold'em, Deep Stack Cash. My name's Dustin Shacklock. I'll be here with you guys all night long. We'll be back on Friday, 5-10-25, No Limit Hold'em.
I do like sleepers.
5-10-25, No Limit Hold'em, Deep Stack Cash. 1K min buy-in. That game will be huge. Most of you guys have tuned in for that one before. That's always a lot of fun. Somebody buys in for 30K.
So you
Hot goalie 2-2 streams are the best, man. They're my favorite ones.
there's no action in front of you. Like everyone just
That's where you see like the exciting stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense. When you're playing the 5-10-25 game, those guys are so good that they hardly ever deviate from perfect. But
3 players.
it's like watching college football versus pro football, you know?
Some straddles and like the cutoff.
All right, 3-way flop.
The $10, $10 whatever straddle stays. Yep. But if someone raises,
Kyle getting a piece of it. 7 deuce getting out of the way.
no. If they're
Matt bets $2 and gets the fold.
Oh, yeah.
okay, you know.
Takes that one down.
It's easy right there.
decent. I mean, if they
Bud moves. We'll be here for a few more hands with you guys, or a few more hours. I'm sorry. A lot more hands.
try to like, because like like what you're trying to do is like, you know, get other people to like let you gamble. Like, so like net ball is great, and then you can just like go on the straddle.
This card flash.
Hard flash?
Yeah, these 2-2 games are a lot of fun. They're my favorite ones to stream.
It's a
Always.
number.
Alright. I was just being honest when I see a flash number. I'm just saying it's a 6 or an 8, but whatever you want.
If I don't want it, I can get a new one, right?
Okay, flash, you can make a new one.
Anybody that's been tuning in since the radio show this afternoon, let us know. Let me know what you guys think about that mystery bounty
To get honest.
tournament we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Play a hand, dude.
Four raise, $60.
Who's next on the list?
Such a nit.
Nick from Yuma in the YouTube chat. You're the stream guy, huh? Find all the random streams on the internet. I'm glad you found us.
If I don't have the highest defense, I'd be surprised.
8 raises, 32.
Yeah.
10-8 suited. 3-bet out of Andre. 3-bet to $12.
You say you have no aces.
Wait, and sell shirts? I should sell shirts.
4-bet to 32 out of Tony. Looks like we're going to be heads up to the flop.
Giant.
Tony with the nut flush draw.
Now you do it E with the eggplant on the bottom. Eggplant.
I don't know if Andre can continue here with middle pair. Tony gets that one through. Turn into nut flush draw.
Shit, nowadays just
Takes that one down. 4-bet pot
But I
to
gotta get like, some
$32.
fancy font.
yeah, some different colors. Just
I don't think it was in there.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead and get that up.
Yeah, why not?
Post it up.
Sell $45.
I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to post that you have them for sale.
Or should I make it like $245? So it seems
Yeah.
like it's fancy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, just like Kanye shit.
Like it'll trick you.
You gotta play the part. So.
Yeah. Like, ooh, is that an E shirt? Ooh, that's nice.
Dang, I gotta have fun of this.
What's down 2 folds?
I heard those were top of the line.
Right?
3 raise, 12.
There. Is that
4 fold. Can you do the corner one? 5 fold.
I'm good, thank you.
No.
Andre picking up pocket sixes here in the cutoff. Coming in with a limp. Tony right next door picking up 2 aces. Putting in a big 3-bet. Makes it 67 to go out of his 150 stack. I'm sorry, he's got 150 behind.
we got left like 100?
Got 150 behind after making it 67.
Heads up, guys.
I got folded.
Matt Jester in the chat calling them panhandle pals. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it.
Recheck.
I got a pair. That's a really good pair.
Oh, that's like the worst flop ever for aces.
Especially those days.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Everyone just has aces.
back-to-back hand.
See, you never have it, but they do. That's the thing.
This is which?
That's what you get for playing a hand.
That's what I get. Thanks, guys.
That was fun for us.
Yeah.
It'd probably be cheaper to just buy us a round of beers. The game will eventually get loose.
Yeah, I'll just pay someone $20 to leave. No? Alright.
Tim Triple T 123. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in.
Gotta try.
Where you guys from? Where you guys live?
21.
Where you guys watching from?
Keep going up, you'll find that number.
Oh, net fold.
In the muck, 5 of spades.
Tim in the chat. Yeah, there's a cap on this game. It's a 500 max. Normally for the rest of our games, the rest of our 2-2 games in the room, it's a 300 max. We let them bump it up to 500 here for the stream games. Oh, Connecticut, Foxwoods, cool,
You can't call
cool,
now.
cool.
Fold.
I just saw cards get flipped.
3 players.
I've never been that far north for poker. The furthest north I've been is Borgata. E making the case 9 here. Look at this. We saw Russ or Jordan pitch the jack 9. E finding the case 9 on the flop, flopping top set. Andre in there with the nut flush draw. What a great setup for E. Makes it 30 to go. E just with the call here. Top set versus the nut flush draw. Oh boy, Stacks might get in here. Andre with a pair and a nut flush draw. E with top set. Slowing it down. Andre bets 65. Andre's got 239 back. Oh, quick camera adjust here.
3 races, 200.
There we go. E springing the trap now. Andre bets 65. E makes it 200 to go. Trying to get Stacks in here on the turn. Andre thinking he's got more outs than he actually does. Probably thinks his ace or his tray is good. Guess what? It's not.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you
Action flop for sure. How about action turn one time?
Wait, which two pair?
I've already said that so much.
Action turn one time. Pairing the nut flush draw. E flopping the case 9 this hand. Looks like Andre lets it go. Maybe he thought E had like the 5-6. I thought we might get Stacks in there after making a pair in the nut flush draw. Andre making a big hero fold there on the turn. Definitely a good fold when all of us are watching it. That's a tough fold to make when you're live in game.
Oh, slacking, bud. Oh,
Kind of so strong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah, it's good with this.
You can raise.
I said no.
You can raise what?
Okay, hold on.
3 races, 12, 4 fold,
You guys did this.
5 call, 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold,
I really did have 9s again, though. That's sick.
5 call, 6 fold, 7 fold.
Flush draw line, open it or
Races a 12, 5 call, everybody else fold. Yeah. 3 and 5. 3 decks of 10. 5 raises to 25.
Raise the 20. I haven't seen you raise. I fold.
Two on the stream are just races.
Nobody want to play with you.
Yeah, man. You've shown numbers like I have aces.
Yeah, the first
You show like I have kings. And that's it.
I didn't figure it out yet.
Leave it on big blind?
Okay, the races are sitting out 7 seats out. One here. 3 seats out, 7 seats out.
Just talking about friends.
Yes.
Hope I get bad hand. Last time I got a good hand.
The waitress bring you a drink. After you put up hands
Is this on you? Is what you're doing?
5 call.
Just on my small lunch hour.
It's good.
Yeah. I
6
know.
fold, 8 fold. Nine races. 35.
Save myself
There
over
goes
that.
my $2.
Five call. Heads up.
Yeah.
Five bets, 25.
so you guys didn't know I had nines. You'll see.
Oh, which nines?
I swear I had nines.
Okay, he's buying the button, guys, so you can pull these back.
Both of them?
No more straddle?
No, that's right.
What?
I was like, oh, I guess you just like that. I was like, yeah, it's fine. No.
All right, I've got a button straddle. All right. Button straddle, and he bought the button.
Just putting all kinds of money in here. These gamblers.
Portico, straddle,
15.
3 raises to 15, 4 fold,
I'm working on the 50%. I'm working on it. We're going for 60.
5 call, 6 fold, 3 fold,
You know, if you limp, it's still a VPIP still goes up.
Yeah, no.
9 call,
I want the raise percentage to go up. I need my VPIP and my raise to be the same.
2 call,
Totally cool.
4 players,
All right, my hand's really good. Nines again. Check.
recheck, 5 check. 9 bets, 35, 2 fold, 3 call,
Little sticky. Little sticky.
5 fold, heads up,
I'm thinking 7 of hearts. Deuce of clubs. Check.
recheck,
I fold.
going, 3 folds,
I
button
strike.
right, and button straddles. Decline, please.
I reversed my record when he bid that one time. You can't get the money. Man, that's your dog. You don't bet your dog. So mad. Shit, he gambled for 2 days. 2 days straight. He went to
Just starts in a small blind on the straddle.
I'll call.
4 calls, 4,
You tell the sure they
4 to call, 5 folds, 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold, 20 fold,
Check.
3 checks. Heads up. 4 check.
Heads up.
Okay, that's 5. 4 raises and 10.
You haven't raised either. What's going on here? I'm walking into it.
People
I
are
feel it.
watching.
4 check,
There are your nines.
3 check,
I know, right? Mines have been ridiculous.
4 bets 15,
I think that river cost me $15.
Nah, you got it. I had king high.
queens and 9s,
There it is.
Raising me with king high. What a jerk. I know, right? And you know what was messed up? I thought about folding.
What would that do?
I don't know the hand.
I was like, I gotta get her ball, whatever.
Gonna have the king. Oh, wait a minute.
It was a different card to rip out with it.
All right, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Everybody just joining us, we're watching 2-2 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack Cash. We're on a 15-minute delay out of Best Bet Jacksonville. This game's always a lot of fun. We've been running for about an hour and 15 minutes. We've played 39 hands. And we haven't seen a ton of action yet. Still waiting for these guys to open up their game. That's usually how these streams start off. They start off a little slow. Players start getting into the swing of things, start seeing some 3-bets, start seeing some bluffs. Sometimes it just takes them a little while to warm up.
4 raises to 8.
John folding the suited connectors here. Andre's in there, 8-5 suited. Tony's in there, 5-6 suited.
3 players.
Tim, TTT. When you say any pros, you mean in the game or in the chat? I don't know about it in the chat. In the game, a lot of amateur players. This is a smaller game. Most of our pro players play at least 2-5.
What a terrible head.
Just you in the chat, man. Cody Taft in the Facebook chat had a blast at Best Bet tonight. Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it.
That's so bad.
It's a great room. We have great games going all the time. 2-2 and 2-5, no limit. Multiple tables running all day, every day.
That's not even like an accident. That can't be.
No, no, no. Even if it
We're
comes to
slow. Today's a slow day right now. We have at least 5 or 6 2-2 games and like 3 or 4 2-5 games. I think we have 3 2-5 games and 5 or 6 2-2 games.
Like, oh yeah, that's good.
I do wonder, like, there's like several people who have to look at that.
Yeah.
No one.
Russ picking up 2 kings under the gun plus 1. Imagine we're going to see him come in for a raise here. Makes it 15 to go. Pocket kings under the gun plus 1. Jordan calls king, queen offsuit.
Just check it down.
Just check it down. I don't think so.
How more do you want? Oh, no, we're actually gonna do this.
All right, $30. Monster box.
A-side board gets checked by both players. Jordan leads the turn after Russ checks.
Should have stayed around.
You got a set of queen?
Whoa.
Huh?
Yeah, set of
No, just one thing.
Should have stuck around my 10-8 off.
Russ sees that he just got bluffed out of that one. Laid down the best hand.
Bomb.
Russ with the ace magnets. That's right.
How much? 10?
$10. The last one will be like
$10 bomb
25.
$10 bomb.
You guys go for it.
You're really missing out.
When y'all bankroll me, then I'll do all the bomb.
No, you got a bankroll with that. You got $10 there.
You guys go with bomb or no?
Oh yeah, so let's follow the action correctly, and then we'll be able to do that. He's buying it. So here,
Yeah, the expensive bomb pot.
okay. So
What flavor is it?
only if you want to take that home
Huh?
and make
What
it
flavor is
you
it?
better call behind you. Okay?
7.
Same Malay burrito?
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah, whatever 7 you want.
Whatever, 7 I want.
Okay guys, let's go nice and in order, and then we're going to take it off. Action's going to start in the 8. 10 is the bet. Hold on, we got to follow the action.
There we go.
Oh.
So we got a call from everyone.
No.
Come on, man. You can't fold.
He did good.
You can't go with that.
So we got a call.
Keys last time on the bomb pot. He gonna hit fold? Oh, God.
What is happening?
Oh, the 9 and the 5.
So wait, we can't look at our cards before. That's the whole point of the bomb pot.
So we have a 6. And you
Yeah,
guys
I
aren't
mean-
looking at the cards? Come on.
I was gonna say, I mean, if people are gonna look at them, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah,
Because
it's
like,
just like there's $10 I'll never get
All
back.
right, next pop I won't.
Oh, the 7 checks.
We'll do it.
The 8 bets 20.
I mean, like you just look down at kings again, and
The
you're just like, oh, well, I'll
one.
make it 100, and we're like, thanks, man.
No, no, no,
The
no.
1 folds, the 2 folds. The 3 folds.
Bomb pot
The 6
suspended.
folds.
That's the first one. No good.
And the 7.
You have got to have me beat.
Food, drinks, cocktails.
Never been a problem.
I thought that was bad.
This is the next level of it.
So they record how much you win and lose, right? Just throwing it out there.
There's
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm trying to tell these two.
Mine's never right. It says like I'm up $700. Like no, I'm stuck
Yeah, I've had very similar experiences.
That means they owe you money, so you need to
Yeah,
start a
yeah.
form him.
It's like yeah.
Is that all it is? Just a form?
What's the IRS? This is a mistake.
If you figure out how much my roll is, I'll look at my wallet and you get that. 1 fold. 2 folds. Agree's gonna make it $12. 4 seat holds it down. 5 out.
But I
6
do love the fact that you guys are on my right, I have to say.
7 and the 8.
I'm doing my best.
Parting from us. The 9's out. got to straddle on the button. I'm telling you.
Alright, how much is it gonna cost for someone to leave? Not doing it. I can't give you like half your stack.
Give me $100 bill.
Oh, 250.
Alright, you know what?
I just
Just make it an even 1,000 amount.
Make it even 1,000.
Action starts in the 9th seat.
I'll give you a discount. I'll go for $9.50.
Oh, thanks, man.
No problem.
I'll buy someone a beer.
It's $4 straddle. Take it. So the 9, the
20
1,
bucks.
It's not even worth $4.
the 3's on the 4 folds,
Hey.
5 calls,
I'm dead.
6 folds. 7 folds. Alright, heads up.
That's a good
Way
one.
of love.
Did you get a bonus on top of it?
That's pretty good.
On top of those 500, the 400 they're gonna get.
It's on you. 5
Yeah,
chips.
500. That's a good lick right there.
Which is good.
Leave. Like, okay.
3 bets, 15, 20, I'm sorry.
Damn, that's good.
What's that? That's your dad, right? I don't know what that is.
This is the decision-making process.
Good pull, good pull. Or good call, whatever you do. Or good raise. Okay.
5 folds. Appreciate you.
Once again, guys, like we talked about earlier, all my tournament guys, next weekend, 30K deep stack in Orange Park. So it was a great tournament. I've seen the first place prize get as high as like 17K before. They always make the guarantee in that thing.
Good.
Wow. You got one job.
That's it.
Yeah, all threes are horrible.
They were all threes.
You want to check if you want
Looks like we got a misdeal. It's got to be a misdeal.
Yeah.
Mike H in the YouTube chat asking the 25 chips. Those are the green chips. So greens are 25, blacks are 100. Obviously the reds are 5s, blues are 1s.
$4 straddle.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but definitely a misdeal. Bring them back.
4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds.
So we've got a straddle pot. John getting in there in early position with the 7-4 offsuit. Gloria coming along, King 7 suited.
9 folds.
This is the old domino effect. One player limps,
Just make it like 50.
everyone else gets involved in the hand.
Folds and the 3's on check. 4 flickers.
He clicking back 9-10 suited under the gun in the straddle. It's one of my favorite hands.
1 check, 2 checks. Or 2 and 3 checks. And a 5 check.
Looks like checks around to Miss Gloria in the 9 seed, flopping 2 pair, kings and 5s with a 7. Turning the full house.
2 bets, 15. 3 folds.
Jordan leads out with the only hand we can't see. He with the snap fold. No way Miss Gloria just folded a king there.
Straddle on the button.
You just blind raise, that'll teach you.
That will teach you.
I don't want to teach me at the cost of my shit. I want something else.
You want to use somebody else's chip. You're watching too much of those real estate programs there. Them shows that use somebody else's money and buy the house.
All right, action starts in the 2 seat, 2 folds. 3 calls. Oop, hold on. Sorry about that. 4 folds, 5. Sorry, 4 calls, 5. 6, 7, 8, and 9. And
what I figured out, man. I was like, I figured it out.
You hate that too. Like, when you're playing.
Look at one minute.
10 blind.
Under the gun / small blind is playable. Man, I ain't even damn blind.
Did I win?
What's up?
Did I win?
Yes, you did.
I did.
It was black, but the wrong side.
That's great.
You played it off good.
Oh, you. Okay. So, one of the players knows this.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
Because you played it off well. 3 raises to 16, 4 folds. There was a straddle on the base.
Oh, my hand's good.
$16.
This time we got E raising the 9-10 offsuit out of the small blind.
It's all you.
5 folds. 6, 7.
Gets a call out of John, King 5 suited. Gonna try to spike that flush one time.
And you folded the blind raise.
Everyone else gets out of the way. Looks like we're gonna be heads up to the flop. 9-10 offsuit versus the King 5 suited. All spade flop. No fun for anybody. John makes a pair on the flop. Turns a gutter ball. E with the open ender. He needs one of John's kings.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy game. E takes it down. Bets the open ender on the turn.
Guess what?
Easy game.
Straddle time on the button. You got it, Tony. You got it.
You want a blind raise? Teach me a lesson.
Why you keep saying it like that?
Because I'm trying, man.
You want to teach
What
me a
else do
lesson?
I gotta do?
4 folds.
Gotta straddle front, straddle back, blind raise.
7 folds. Beats full.
Try to instigate every bond pot.
My goal is to tilt both of y'all before I leave.
I'm on tilt
He's
already.
just guilty by association.
Yeah, I'm on tilt
by
already, don't worry.
association. He's just guilty by association.
Don't worry.
I'm really going for you, dude.
Yeah, I'm on
'Cause
tilt
I know
already.
you're a
Don't
good
worry.
player.
Don't worry. I'm on tilt already.
3 folds.
Very
When you
competitive
guys-
like that.
Looks like we got a three-way pot this hand. Jack 10, Ace 6, King Queen. 3 players to the flop. E with the button straddle this hand, coming along with the King Queen offsuit.
7 trips. 2 trips.
Looks like this flop gets through the first 2 players.
3 trips.
Jordan checking top pair here, giving him a chance to catch up.
7 trips. 2 bets. 30.
Wow, that's an interesting turn card. Gives Jordan the nut flush. Gives E the the nut flush draw. Gives E the open ender, and Kyle gets a piece of it.
Oh, yeah.
7 calls.
All 3 players coming along to the river. 3 of diamonds, no help to anyone. Jordan with the best hand, 1 pair, aces on the flop, still good. Jordan getting the check mark in the hand. Kyle trying to figure out if he can find a bluff here.
Yeah, dude. He's saying.
You guys are a chatty bunch today.
Yeah.
Kyle trying to figure out if he can find a bluff. He probably can.
Good choice. Whatever he does.
You guys let me know what you do in the chat. Are you guys bombing this river? There he goes.
Yeah, good. Good.
Oh, well, middle
One
pair.
best hand.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a pair.
I was gonna step up.
Looks like E made the bet. Kyle found the hero call there.
Dude, what do you want from me, man? No one's
It was
doing
good.
anything.
It was a good try, but it was obvious, Tim. It was a good try, though.
Nice call, man. You can never put E on any game. I mean, you could have woke up with 2 pairs.
Yeah. You
could easily, that river could have really helped you
He shit
Sure.
all day.
Yeah,
you're
that's what
He called us still on the river. That's why he called us.
I like it.
You noticed that
That's a
too?
good one.
I do.
That's a good one.
Everybody's got their reason.
You're playing the most popular. They're against you.
True
the
story.
most.
Straddle under the gun.
Pipping it up.
Eight calls.
That's just funny. You just mad.
One call.
You break it
All
up.
right, I'll have this in. Sorry. Three calls. Four calls.
What is it, Shrek?
Five calls.
For two, you gonna fold for two?
Six thinks about it. And then the seven checks it out.
I don't want to call. I really want to.
You fold?
I could have, right?
You're a grown man, come on, man.
You're grown, man. Five checks. Six checks. Seven.
Shake it around, shake it around.
Six checks. Seven bets 15. Eight gets out there. Four raises to 30. Five
Playing in the weeds.
Don't say a word. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
totally
oh,
messing with you. You look
Use
like,
the
wait, I didn't do
cocktail
anything.
They didn't do anything.
You see the look on his face? He's like, wait, what?
Dude, bend. I didn't do anything like that.
He looked like, wait.
I was literally, he was asking me with that hand he had that he had shouted out. Woo! If it wasn't because the time I was there, yeah, you might have shot. No, I just trying to win this straddle and I didn't. I had no
Alright, guys, we're looking
I
at
had a
straddle.
gut shot. I know, I had to take a look. Do I have any chance here? 3 doesn't help, 6 doesn't help.
$4 to play. $4 to play.
I'm the Tigers fan. I'll take that.
That could be accurate. Yeah.
Not calls.
I'll take that.
Well, you two. Okay.
One and
There you
two.
go. 4 and 5. There you go.
Three raises to 20. Four calls. Five
Guys,
calls.
I have it this time.
Six gets up
I
there.
love it.
7 and 8 calls.
I have cards already.
That's the card.
Nine calls.
Thank you. Nothing?
Nine checks. 3 bets 30.
Mike H in the chat, what's the buy-in for 2-2 no limit? For the stream game, it's 100 to 500. For the rest of the room, it's 40 to 300. So $300 max here at Best Bet Jacksonville. 500 in the stream game, though. Bump it up a little bit.
5 calls. 9 calls.
Thought that was going to be the tank fold again.
Playing for big stacks, you know.
Oh, he's first up.
Looks like we got a heads-up action between E and John. There goes check, check. Both players ace high. E with a better kicker. Pair of nines, ace, king, 8 for E. Pair of nines, ace, 10, 8 for John.
Just 7 and 5.
Mike H, you want to get on the show? I'll drop you a link. Send an email. So I'll drop you a link. You can check out the schedule. You can find a game you want to play in, and then you just send us an email, man. We'll get you on the list.
Appreciate you.
All right, look, Mike, I'm going to drop you a link right here.
You just keep giving
Check out that link, and then when you find a game you want to get on, there's directions on the page. Scroll down, there's directions of who to email. Shoot us an email, and we'll get you on the list.
You can go back and look at it.
Nick from Yuma, my name's Dustin Shacklock. I'm here with you guys most of the time. for our live stream games.
I think I've been nowhere near honest. So
Yeah, man, super cool. Trying to make it easy and accessible for you guys that want to get on the stream, get in the games. We stream everything from 2-2 no limit all the way up to 25-50 no limit. Stream some big PLO sometimes too. Next week we've got a huge PLO game, 5-10-25 pot limit Omaha. That'll be a monster game. Yeah, Nick, now you know.
just move the game because they're coming.
1337. I'll drop the email for you in the chat.
Someone else did it. No, it's you guys. I haven't seen another person do that.
There you go. There's the email. Shoot Sage an email right there at that address I just dropped to you. Shoot him an email. Let him know the game and the date that you want to play in, and he'll get you on the list for sure. That's how these guys got here. Sage C, best bet jacks.
I'm actually surprised I'm not up or down a lot.
Vitally Maze. I'm sorry, I'm sure I butchered that in the YouTube chat. Yeah, there's some regs. You know, most of the bigger games, we have our regs, like the 5-10-25 and the 2-5 deep games. We have some regs. The 2-2 games are pretty random. You'll see some familiar faces here and there, but you mostly see regs in the bigger games.
Did my card show up last hand?
Mike H, that big winter open, we got almost 360 in the prize pool. It was a 200K guarantee, got almost 360K in the prize pool. We had 370 entrants. Pretty sick.
My money won it showdown.
That chart is like in the toilet.
Oh yeah. Money won not showdown? Way up there.
He's up $30 because he lost $1,000 at showdown.
It's probably like, yeah, like 600. Yeah, yeah.
He's a 30 with all the
Yeah, yeah. He's pretty accurate, yeah.
Not 69.
Maybe like a slight exaggeration, but not much. If I want to show.
1 vote. 2 votes.
Damn, spoiler alert.
Sorry.
I know, right?
3 raises to 15.
I would have pulled in.
4 votes.
Yeah, remember you guys said it.
6 votes.
Did I have to show it? Was that at showdown?
Yeah, you should one.
Really? Man, I had it that time. For real though, I did.
Yeah.
The one time no one calls me or does nothing.
Close correction.
Man, sad.
Sadness.
Remember, there's nobody here with hearts.
What's that? I missed it.
Nothing. Still on the button.
What? I missed it.
She said, I really don't care.
Oh, that's fair. I care.
See, I told you there's nobody with hearts in the state.
Yeah, yeah.
Still on the button. You're first up.
Right? I mean, if you're gonna needle, just needle. I mean, damn.
It's 4 to play. One call.
That's all I'm saying.
3 makes it 16.
Yeah.
4 votes.
Dude, like needle me. I will link the clip to friends if I get some random to start needling me all the time.
They listen to the same shit every other
Yeah, listen. Yeah,
Here's some good material.
yeah, yeah. There's this nice lady in the 90s who just needles the hell out of me. I want it.
I won.
Yeah.
One seat makes it 56. 3 calls.
Reasonable decisions.
7 and 8.
I guess that was gonna be a good pot.
I tried. You were one hand late, man. What were you last hand? Huh?
What did you show last game?
Aces.
Oh,
Yeah.
everybody got aces.
I was. It was legitimate.
Look at the trash out here.
Oh,
Don't. With your
No,
defense,
straddle.
don't get aces.
I know, right? It's usually not fair when it happens. just like,
Scary
fall
with the
down
queen.
by like
Yeah,
second
yeah,
period.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
struggling to
Yeah,
free
yeah,
shit
yeah,
sometimes. I have it sometimes.
Five folds.
Leaving the straight for his chips on the turn.
Try to get over your head, but land on top.
This is knock it out. Oh yes.
Oh, this is so bad. It's so bad. Why is it
20.
so
Option
bad?
on suited makes it 20 bucks.
20.
You were supposed to call so he wouldn't do that.
Oh, I was doing it. I have jack eyes. So I'm doing it.
That guy's gonna be a rough time.
Appreciate you. Well, he's gonna be first in the one.
That guy's a nuts. You should have self-played a little bit.
Jack high. Real good.
Gets that on the back.
Alright, now ready.
So if someone else gets a royal plus and just chop,
No, that first one to get it.
What he just said.
I'd be high. Man.
What's happened one time when I was,
Sometimes where they'll chop it.
I was chip running about 3 years ago, and 2 royal flushes got hit a minute apart. So they had to go to the camera to see exactly what table hit it. And you know, it's a straddle on the button. Action starts in the 2. So they had to go and relay the information to the table that hit it last. And you're not
Look,
gonna
man, it's just gonna keep happening.
3 single
I'll
to
tell you.
16.
That hurt.
I like it.
Yeah, it did hurt.
Yeah, that'd
It
be
did
fun.
hurt. Yeah, because it was literally like a photo finish. Like whichever dealer had the first card off the top of the deck.
Yeah.
5 calls.
Well, they won the hand, so I probably have it back.
7 calls.
If he got paid off.
If they got paid off, then that's true.
Well, they still won something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But not 400 or 500 or whatever it
No.
would have been.
Yeah, I had one live royal. I think I won like $27.
Same.
Well, that's pretty
And
good.
there was no
like
high
it,
hand
yeah.
going, and I was like,
1 fold.
It always seems to be like,
all right. I need a 6. I think. Yeah, 6.
6?
6.
It doesn't count me.
I'll take a 7.
The 6 counts
Okay.
right now.
You got 5 players in.
Ooh, that's upside down. I check.
3 C checks. 5 C checks. 6 and a 7. Nine bets, 30. 3 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. And a 7 folds. There you go. 3 reaction.
All in.
6 moves all in.
That's what I'm talking about.
7.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
please, somebody. Oh, man, that's my 6.
Somebody got him.
He hit me on the straight now.
Somebody got it straight. Oh.
Oh, man, I did have 6.
Hey.
Oh, still there. Oh, she hit the 6. Good hand, son. Thing,
You got a 6 and a 7 on that.
I know, right?
You said a 7. I was like, oh, shit, I ain't getting a 7. He said 6 on it.
124. 125. 1 back here.
Where was the 8?
Oh,
I was getting everything. I was just like, deuce.
That's more chips.
I said, if the deuce hits the tournament, I'm all in. You give me the deuce and I'm all in.
Good hand, son.
Wipe them out, man.
Yeah, Jack 8. I get
I can buy more.
You absolutely can. Just let me know how much more you're adding on. There's a straddle on the button.
called my hand out, said 7. I'm like, oh, you did. Or Jack, 8 or Jack.
How much more are we adding on?
One of 2 folds and all good.
Okay, and the extra's on there. 150.
Just open to 150.
150.
I'll do it.
It's very polarizing.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
It's 40. Yes, ma'am.
It's not me.
Would you think I was gonna raise it if it was you?
I would.
9 calls. raise it to 16.
I always like red.
Two folds. Okay. 75 is messing up.
How much more?
So it's
E, you want a black 12 bet?
Barely have any chips. You have more red chips than I do.
I like red. I don't know. None against blacks. But
Well, I'm Republican.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening.
oh Lord, let's not start the politics.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh yeah, that's like literally not
That's
allowed.
red.
Oh, it is that?
Yeah, it's
That's
literally,
good.
it's literally a rule.
That's good.
It's literally not a thing.
Yeah,
It is literally nothing.
yeah.
One check.
Wait, what'd you say?
No, it's literally, they have a rule. No politics on it. I'm serious, he'll stop it.
Yeah, I will.
No, I believe.
Yeah.
One check.
Because there's a friend of mine and I we like to make like super both side jokes. And they're like, please don't.
One check.
Because we're like actually stirring up people at the table by like joking around with each other. I thought we were being super obvious. Like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go hunting this weekend, and I was like, you libtard. And he was like, he cracked up. I was like, and they're like, please don't do that.
Yeah, it just never ends well.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, like they engage in the conversation.
Right, exactly. Like people
5
are like,
minutes later,
what is
it's
it make
just
it?
bad.
I'm like, oh, never mind, man. I just want to joke around and have a good time.
What about home?
I don't mean to stir up things. I
No,
just
no.
want to have a good time.
That's it.
We can talk about how good LSU is, right?
Oh, yes, we can.
In Florida? Okay, all right.
Well, depends on where you at, though. See, that's
Yeah,
I'm not going to Main Street. and
Yeah,
talk
here
shit.
that seems fine. In Texas, they
doing
might.
pom-pom?
Oh, yes.
We can't look at your hand, right? Yeah.
What do you mean I can look at my hands?
This is a bomb.
All right, guys, I'm back. I had to step out for a second, take care of something, but I'm back in the booth. Goon 1337 asking about
It's up to you guys.
how are
I'll make
card
it fair.
rooms legal forms of gambling in Florida.
Yeah, you can do that.
Basically, you can run a card room anytime you have a parimutuel license. So there's one parimutuel license issued per county, and whoever owns that parimutuel license can open a poker room. So that's what we did. Got a parimutuel license. We've had one for like 50 years. Open a poker room.
No bomb pop?
Now we got Best Bet Live.
No, she don't want to do that.
So I just,
I don't want to spot pop.
If you don't mind folding, that would be greatly appreciated.
The action's right here.
If you don't look at yours and fold, I'll
Yeah,
not
real
look at
time.
mine and fold.
Put that in.
Guys, let me just say this.
They're just-
You can't agree to action, okay? That's collusion technically,
Oh,
so you have to like
'cause
just
that
go
would-
through the motions.
That would
They were
omit
collusion
the,
again?
that would omit the.
There is Jen in the box laying down the law. You guys can't agree to an action if somebody else is in the pot.
Well, y'all took my phone away.
I just,
Yeah, fold. Yeah.
You can't agree to an action, period. It's against the rules. It's a form of collusion. We don't condone it.
so I can look at it.
You can't say like, hey, if I call, let's check it down, stuff like that. So, you know, any kind of collusion like that, discouraged. You will be kicked out. You will be banned. All that bad stuff. All that bad stuff you don't want to happen to you if you're a poker player.
I want my 10 back.
Raise.
Raise this to 100.
Now I get to look at my cards.
No bomb pop or push pop or...
This is
That's
no
what
way.
I look at y'all's cards too. I
All
don't
right,
see
here it
that,
goes.
but
Well, you did, and then you raised, so that messed up our
I
whole
like how
idea.
you make the rules up as you go along.
We didn't.
Looks like we have some confusion about a bomb pot going on here. I don't think Miss Gloria totally understood what was happening.
It's gonna be 190 actually. Raised by 90.
1337, yeah, man, for sure. Did you shoot somebody an email? Let them know what game you want to play. Get yourself on the stream, man. These games are good. Super good.
I don't even want to look at my hand. So good. I can only one thing. You win, I want my $10.
I don't understand this at all.
What do you need to pull aside?
Money back.
I didn't look until she looked.
You need the calendar? I'll drop it in the chat for you, man. I got it pulled up.
Well, here, take it. Oh.
Goon 1337, there you go. There's the full list of all of the streams all the way up until March, all the way up to February 29th. There's all the streams. There's all the games. Take a look. Figure out what game you want to play. Looks like we got an all in here from the bomb pot. 9-10 suited versus 2 jacks. 2 jacks good on the flop. 2 jacks hold on the turn. She can't win on the turn. Oh, I guess she could. Yeah, she could. Hey, no, he could spike one of his remaining jacks. She could get there on the turn. 9-10 suited, no good. Miss Gloria's going to hit the rail. Jordan's going to take that one down with the 2 jacks. I was in the chat. I'm not super sure what transpired there in the bomb pot.
Okay, so can we do it again this? I thought that was a thing when dealers come in after this already. Other streams.
That's why you can't talk about the action, guys. That's
Right.
That's because exactly like things like that, you know?
Used to not be a problem. So we used to do it. It's not.
Yeah, I'm not super sure what happened that hand. Looked like there might have been some confusion about the bomb pot, and
He wants the action, man.
Gloria getting it in there. 9-10 suited, ran into pocket jacks. Turned a gutter ball, but she needed one of the remaining 2 jacks to get there. And then she needs the board not to bear.
I had 3-4. I would have made it.
They had straight. We know that straight.
Yeah.
I was in there with my 10 and she make it 100.
That's how I was like, I don't know if I even want to. Yeah, exactly.
All right, couple pocket pairs. Mixing it up here. Pocket 9s. Jordan opening them up from the hijack. Gets around to Kyle under the gun in this. After limping pocket 5s. Going heads up. Pocket 9s versus pocket 5s to the flop. Ooh, Kyle gets there. Jordan backdoor straight. Needs like a running 7-6 or running 7 jack. Kyle leads out with bottom set here. Oh, I'm sorry, check calls. Check calls with bottom set.
Yeah, the one before that, she definitely put in the 10.
Checks the ace of diamonds on the turn.
Someone else sitting in the 10.
But she looked at her cards and she put in the 10. That was the argument.
Oh, okay.
Jack of hearts on the river.
I got my 10 back.
There you go.
Looks like Jordan snap folds 2 9s on the river when that jack of hearts gets there. A lot of things coming in that can beat him.
Right, then she was mad that we looked afterwards.
After somebody called,
Kyle flopping bottom set that hand gets there. Let's take a quick look at the stack sizes so far, guys.
She was like, but you guys get to look now? And I was like, well,
Andre up a $1.86. Jordan right behind him up a $1.46. Kyle stuck $55. That's not too bad. If you're the big loser in the game and you're only stuck, what's that, a little over 25 big blinds, 28 big blinds, something like that? That's not too bad. I mean, we did just see Miss Gloria hit the rail. We saw Raka hit the rail before that. So we've had 2 players felted so far in this 2-2 no limit live stream game. Like I said, anytime I'm stuck around 50 big blinds, I call that a win. If I'm stuck 50 big blinds or less, that's basically a win. Especially if I was stuck way more than that and I get it back up to 50 big blinds. Now, if I'm stuck 200 big blinds and I get it back up to 50, I get 150 of those big blinds back, that feels like a win to me. Goon, we got a list, actually. Let me go see what's going on with that list. Nick from Yuma in the chat, you think 50 big blinds? I mean, a loss is a loss, don't get me wrong, but if I'm stuck, you know, if I'm stuck 2 buy-ins, I get it back to being stuck half a buy-in. That feels like a win to me. Or if I'm playing for like 3 hours and I'm stuck like 20 big blinds, you know, I can deal with that. It's those big days, those bad days where you lose like 300 big blinds. Those are the worst. Let me go see what's going on with this list, guys. See if we can get a player here in the 9 seat.
You get the last card.
I know, that's what I said. Why don't I have 2 cards before you came back around? That's why I called it. I should have slid that back under. Like, okay. Hold that one.
we all said you can. Literally, I was like, yeah, if you want to, you can look.
I'll take ace of spades and replace it.
Yeah, when you're confused and
I know, but I mean, nobody made her work 9-10. Like, you know what I'm saying? Always said if you don't understand it, just fold.
Yeah, she did the racer or something.
Let's flip 9-10 straight.
Whatever, man.
it's like if you sit down at PLO for your first time and you pay up, throw in the 100. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you play like I love, and you don't realize it's I love.
Last time
Goon jumping back in here. Looks like we got 6 names on the list right now. So that seat should be filled momentarily. Jamie D next up for the 2-2 No Limit Deep Stack. There he is right there. Jamie D jumping in. 2-2 reg. Jamie's got a lot of hours here at 2-2 here at Best Bet Jacksonville. Oh, Nick from Yuma, I get stuck 300 buy-ins. I need to hang it up, buddy. It's a wrap. Big blinds, whole different story. 300 big blinds is like 3 buy-ins. 50 big blinds like half a buy-in. So that's what I meant, not buy-ins. If I get stuck 300 buy-ins, it's time to hang it up. It's a wrap. Going into retirement.
The woman that was in your seat.
All right, so we lost Miss Gloria, picked up Jamie D. There in the 9 seat.
So we have I was the button, blind.
Goon,
Put in the 10 in order.
in the Twitch chat, how much do I buy in with in 2-2? As much as they'll let me. If I was playing this game, I'd buy in for 500. If they let me buy in for 1,000, I'd buy in for 1,000. But I can't play in my own room. I work here at Best Bet Jacksonville, so I play in Orange Park. And Orange Park, the 2-2 max buy-in is 200. So I max buy in for 200.
We would prefer not, obviously.
But if I played here in this room, the games are so good, I would buy in for 300 every single time. If they let me buy in for more, I absolutely would. We have some of the best low-stakes games in the country, low and mid-stakes games in the country, for sure. If they let me buy in for 2K, I would buy in for 2K.
We're not sure what happened. He wins the hand, she leaves. We're like,
She was mad though, like not just like
yeah, she's like very mad.
That's my advice. Always buy in for the max when you can. Unless it's like a table stakes game where it's like a match the stack type deal. I mean, I always recommend buying in for the max. There's nothing would ever tilt me more than if I had pocket aces and another guy had pocket kings and I only had like $50 in front of me and we get it all in pre-flop. Like if that scenario happens, I want to have as much money as I can possibly have in front of me. If I like min bought, I had like $40 and we get it all in. The guys got me covered. Now I have 80. I get the best starting hand and hold them against the second best starting hand. You get a sick double up to 80, I would be so tilted.
Now, see how am I going to spend all this?
Yeah, Nick from Yuma, unless like that, 1 out of 20 times. What is it? 2 out of 10 times? King might hit the board? Sure, I'll gamble.
See, that's what I have. I got actually.
You take pocket kings, I'll take pocket aces. We'll run it 100 times, and we'll play for whatever you want. How about that?
military does it. I guess we sometimes we're really old or just black don't crack.
I recommend always buying in for the max. I also recommend a strict bankroll management system. I can't tell you how many times I've run up a huge roll and just blown it. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to play on a short roll too and messed that up. So steep learning curve, but I think strict bankroll management is really the key to success in no limit hold'em. Variance can be a real monster.
These are Jamie chips right here.
Daniel in the YouTube chat, what's a good place to stay out for foreigners looking to play? I'm not sure what you're asking. If you're asking for places to stay, like for people from out of town, we have a players card deal with a hotel across the street, the Hampton Inn. There's one right across the street from the room. We've got a deal. You tell them you're coming in to play at Best Bet. Tell them you've got a player's card and take it over there, show it to them. They'll give you a deal. I don't know exactly what the rate is. Maybe it might be like $60 or $75 during the week, something like that. But it's right across the street from the room. It's like a block. If that's what you're asking. If not, give me some clarification. I'll get you an answer. Tony raising up the ace, jack offsuit out of the hijack. Gets called by Kyle. Jack 7 suited, dominated. Gonna need a 7 and gets one off the rip right on the flop.
What you got?
Yeah, accommodation nearby. Yeah, there's a Hampton Inn right across the street from the room. Like I said, we have a deal with them. They're always the best to our players. We have like a players card thing. Tell them you got a players card, you get a discount on the room. Yeah, bink that 7 right on the flop, right? No sweat. Wow, and it holds. 7s and deuces with a jack. Good. Looks like the river goes check, check. Kyle's going to pick up a quick 80 bucks. Nick from Yuma, yeah, I heard that too. Somebody's text tone or something. I don't know what it is. I've heard it twice tonight. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys in the chat, keep it a little less boring in the booth in here by myself. Talking to myself about poker for 4 hours. Looks like we got a straddle on the button. Jordan in the 2 seat. Action starts with E, getting rid of the ace-8 offsuit. Andre just coming in for the limp here with the king-queen offsuit. There we go. Kyle trying to get the folds. I like this move. He probably could have sized a little bit bigger over this many limpers. Even though it is a straddle pot and he made it 22, he probably could have gone a little bigger, like 28 or 30. Because once you get one caller, we talk about it all the time, the domino effect. Once you get one caller, you get 5, and then you lose all your equity in your hand. Well, maybe not this time. 22 might be the sweet spot. No, I can't get through Andre. Andre calls with a much better king. We're going to be heads up to the flop. Kyle drawing thin. Both players flopping top pair. Andre's got him out kicked. Limp raise would be good, yeah, for sure. Durbin Jag. I think king queen is a little too strong to just limp in a straddle pot. Also, I think if he's just going to limp king queen pre-flop, if Kyle sizes a little bigger, I mean, if he's going to limp, he might limp fold that. If Kyle picks a bigger sizing like 30 or 32, he might get Andre off that king queen. He might pick up all that dead money. Like we said earlier, I'm a big fan of punish the limpers, even in a straddle pot. Daniel in the chat, yeah, this is Jacksonville, Florida, man. Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Best bet, Jacksonville. 201 Monument Road is our address, 201 Monument Road. We have 2 locations, so don't get confused. Don't look for the Orange Park location. We are Jacksonville, 201 Monument Road. And then the Hampton Inn is directly across the street. Andre limping the ace-jack this time, just calling with the ace-jack under the gun. I think that's a raise or fold spot for ace-jack unless you're going to try to get trappy with a limpy 3-bet. What's happening here? Looks like we got a raise from Jordan with the king-queen suited. Yeah, I like this play. Making it 25 to go. Again, he probably could have sized a little bigger. Once you get a couple limpers, you're going to get the domino effect. Tony flopping middle set here. It's going to be hard to get any action. Ooh, turning the full boat. 4's full of 6s. Right on the turn.
Jamie, what are you going to do for the Super Bowl? What are you going to do for the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl.
4's full. Looks like Tony coming out with the big raise here. Gets all the folds. Everybody gets out of the way. 4's full. Check that back one time, Tony. Let him catch up, man. You've basically got an unbeatable hand. Check that thing back. Let him catch up. What are you doing? Unless he thinks he's taxing a 4 there, unless he's trying to get value from a 6. I mean, not a 4. Unless he's trying to get value from a 6. Check that thing one more time. Let him catch up.
Yeah, like so I got in and I told Bobby and Blake, I was like, yeah, I'll buy dinner. Where do you guys want to go? And they were like, we want to go to Terragaucho. I was like, excellent choice. And then I was like,
When
Dustin was like, you want to have lunch? I was like, sure, where you want to go? And he's like,
Four,
go to shop. I was like,
Man, why you in there? What was it? 25 people?
all right.
You in there running in.
When you watch the live, you'll see.
And then, like,
I can't tell you.
I got done with lunch. I got done with lunch today and took a 6-hour nap.
I had a
I was just like,
Why you been so high?
this might have been too many steaks.
Get the pot out there.
I was
I put 35 out there.
Okay, it's already 100. You bet 35. Shit.
Good pot.
I was hoping he bet.
I don't know, my days are kind of
He
busy.
let me down. He let me
Monday.
down, man.
Monday.
Oh,
I thought you was gonna bet. You let
I was
me
there
down.
at the time and I might have stuck with you.
Okay.
Couldn't
Then
believe
I
you
came
came
in
in
too
with
soon.
6'4" or something like that.
I don't know. I like didn't sleep for like a day and a half, so it's like all mixed up now.
$400.
I remember like waking up
Yeah, whatever.
in Texas.
Damn, I should have played.
I didn't go to sleep until like I got to Bobbity's house
Sounds good.
yesterday
That
afternoon.
sounds good.
All right, now I'm telling you. I
You're
should have
right. I
played.
will see. I will see.
No, I should have played it though. I should have played it.
Yeah, I had like work straight through yesterday, so it was funny because at like 7 o'clock,
You came on time. Oh, man, I don't even got a pair.
and I went to
You were really pushing me off the
got
spot.
I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have.
and they'd already fired one, so I was waiting on the second one to fire. I was like, oh, well, Chick-fil-A. But that Chick-fil-A is like right next to me.
Can't open them.
Literally over enough right now for Foga.
We were there.
I was like, I wonder if I call E right now.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna get sushi tomorrow for lunch. I don't know what time yet, but that's cool.
Yeah, I'll meet y'all wherever. I have like 11 to 2
Open.
so whatever.
That's pretty convenient because I think Alex doesn't have to do anything until like 2:30.
So I can
And I think Dustin said he's on nights all week. Jeremy is obviously on nights all week because, you know, fresh dealer. Nights and overnights. Good luck. This is what it is. Gotta start somewhere.
Run up here.
if you want to deal with the car or 9, it's okay. And I apologize for all the bad things.
Whoa. You always calling me.
I have no idea. 20.
I know it's higher than the cards I have.
7 fold, 8 fold.
Mostly.
3 players.
Alright, if there's a 7, you're in trouble. I mean a queen. Check. You will.
That's 25.
I was getting a little frisky there.
Yeah, I kind of figured. But
I know it's bad better than shit. Half for 5 cents, half for 25. I know I had, I did. I should have flatted. I had a chance at that.
Pocket reduces. Pocket 5 around. I could have had a 6. You didn't have 6.
I was hoping you had a 6. That's why I made it 100.
But there was nothing higher than. Oh, the 9 was up there.
No,
Actually.
it wasn't no 9.
No,
It
it's
was 2
2
6s. I wanted you to have a 6.
I would have had 6-4 with a full house.
All right, you had. It would have been hard for you to have 6-4 if I got pocket 4.
But you would have been upset. Very
Yeah, I would have. It would have been cool. I had pocket 4.
5 fold.
Taught me how to look, man. I want to pull the
7
chain.
fold, 8 fold.
Taught me how to.
5 players.
Pocket 4 hit like a champ.
There you go. Good effort. Good job. Good effort.
Everybody's hand.
Check.
Everybody's eye on
Check. 4 check.
Oh.
Ouch.
Damn, I had to look at my hand again. I popped the royal.
That's the worst river.
Sure did.
Tough to lay those down. Hard to lay those down.
Look like you up in the raise. I had to think about it.
I know you would.
Cause flush it
Yeah,
out there.
flush out there, but then you can't have the net, so I got the jacket club.
I was honestly thinking about folding it. That river is slaughtered. I could have folded any river.
Good river.
Good river.
What about good flop?
I had to look at my hand twice.
Double check. You're like, I know that turn's black.
What hourly do you pay? At TCH?
Oh, 10 an hour.
You have to pay to get in the door too.
Yeah,
As soon as you came, you
the
know,
way
you
that
got
most
down
places
there.
do it is they make you pay like $10 a day or $30 a month or like $200 a year. So, you know, and then they vary depending on like what they do as far as like your time or whatever. TCH specifically like gives you this little ticket when you walk in. So you like check in with them. They give you a little ticket when you get a table, and then you pay them. And if you lose the ticket, then they charge you like some kind of extra fee.
Next time I'm
After
gonna
they
raise
go
you.
to the camera.
I had one behind me though. I had one behind me.
Yeah,
It's only $90 an hour.
it doesn't come off the
Doesn't come off
table.
the table at all. All the money stays on there.
Oh, well, I just mean like in theory. Well, I guess no, it doesn't really come off.
What you mean?
It never comes off the table.
You're not like throwing
No
chips
chips ever come off the table.
You just pay for it.
Got the-
Like a membership fee.
It's literally called a seat rental fee.
Really? Well, all right.
You just pay out of your wallet or whatever. And,
How do you tip dealers?
they have dealer tip chips that you can purchase for $1.
I do use over here. I got two men.
Oh, they're a dealer. Okay.
Yeah, dealer tip chips.
More?
Yeah, but it's your actions.
It is.
And it's basically just like you're renting a table from the dealers and establish, you can do whatever you want.
Yep, pretty much. You can also like if you want a true like they have their rules that they set for their specific games. But like they're like 1-3 games, table stakes, you can buy it. So whoever has the most money on the table. Anything that's 5-5 or above is uncapped. So do whatever. They do double board pots, they do race courses, like every one did. Everyone just puts in an amount of money, you get a hand, and you just run a board.
Oh, it's a flip.
Yeah, but like between 9 and they do it for like $25 and $50 sometimes. So it's just like
That's pretty cool.
It's always full too. Always.
Yeah?
Always.
My turn?
no,
There's
don't
a lot
come
of
up.
places to play off. There's a lot of places to play off.
The private teams,
Be like, who's this net?
the underground teams actually.
Yeah,
There's just like how do you have this money thing?
Stacks.
I'm surprised that you can time your shit, but you have $26,000. I don't understand what's happening.
It's got no oil rig or something.
Something. Yeah. There's a lot of oil money out there for sure.
Oh yeah.
They don't leave. That's what surprised me about it, you know?
No state tax. Why would you?
There's no state tax here either.
Yeah, but different kind of person.
Texas isn't that much different.
But like the thing is though is like Austin
call.
is different than the rest of the state
Yeah.
by a lot.
It's in Texas. It's
Do
not
they have
up
a
there.
transit system in Austin? Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a bus
Actually,
station.
I'm sure there are buses. I've seen buses. I don't know how intricate the system is. But like, dude, you never have to leave your house. Like they have, they have this app called Favor, where like they give you like a bunch of food options and like they'll deliver alcohol and stuff to wherever you are. And all the card houses are fine with it because they don't serve food. They can't. They don't have a liquor license.
They can't serve.
No.
You could bring your own though.
But you can bring whatever you want, and they just like put it in their fridge. Yeah. It's a little loony out there sometimes.
Yeah, the more I heard about these card houses, like, man, this would be good to have. It's like much better than a casino or like,
Yeah, I mean, you end up paying like, third as much.
yeah.
Heads up.
Well, nobody wants to drive to Oklahoma, which is the closest. So.
What's that?
And no money comes off the table either.
Correct.
Yeah.
Never,
25,
never, ever, 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 ever.
8, 12.
That's amazing. Like,
It's great. It's not even a rule. It's literally against the law.
That's 70.
No, stay away. Everyone should never go to Texas.
It's terrible.
70.
so it's kind of like getting arrested for playing soccer, but basically. I mean, poker is legally a sport now in the whole United States.
Well, I disagree.
You don't think it's a sport?
It's a game of skill.
You don't think poker's a sport?
I mean, it's legally defined as a game of skill. That's what you're
That's a disrespect to athletes, and I have not won.
So is chess a sport?
Nope. NASCAR is like
NASCAR, you just go left every time.
Yeah. But it gets thrown in the
I got the
probably not
NASCAR
category,
races.
not the
People
depth.
take left turns.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, do you guys want to attempt a bonfire?
Hey, we can actually do one. Well, not this time because I'm in the skill line.
Can we get? Is everybody good?
Ooh, look at the
Yeah, man.
nonverbals.
No?
I see
I will fold without
That's
the
what I'm saying.
cards. I'll fold. I know how to do it. No, I'm not gonna throw $100 in.
Are we good?
You don't have to throw it. It's all the extra bucks.
What?
So are you straddling on the button he's making it 10? Is that what I'm saying? Or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's exactly what
I'm
know
not
what?
traveling.
Oh,
No? Okay. So small bit?
I was like, I will blind call.
All right, guys, jumping back in here. Let's take a quick look at the wins and losses so far. 71 hands into our 2-2 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack game. Tony C up the most, up 389. Jamie stuck 541. Just getting here. Stuck already. That's how it goes sometimes. Get stuck first hand of the night, spend the whole day trying to get it back. Been there 1,000 times. Anybody else? For sure.
You have actions on you.
If that hasn't happened to you, you haven't played poker long enough.
Actions on you.
That's
Oh, put it on top of it.
Put it on top of my cards. You should leave me, man. Tell me, don't put it there.
Got the urge.
John making it 10. King, Jack suited. Oh, looks like maybe a bomb pot. We doing a bomb pot here? Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
Man, I was about to go get my $10
Hey,
back.
we got one through.
You should have like forced the $30.
That's what I said. You didn't hear me. I was like, man, the urge to raise to 20 is so real.
Now we can look.
Oh, I can look at my hand now, sir. I can look at my hand.
You can always look at your hand.
You can do whatever you want all the time. Just not without public.
There you go. That's like a kingly move.
Yeah, it was. Like the giant checker.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
I need like a better check, so my chest is.
Pocket eights in the bomb pot. Looks like 9 deuce in the bomb pot. King, Jack.
Wood plastic.
Something you can see like in the prison yard.
A little better, but not much.
What am I up against?
Hold on, we still got action.
Yeah, we still got money. Oh, I didn't.
Looks like we're missing a turn card here.
I think you've got
Actions on you.
Oh, no, there it is. Ace of diamonds right on the turn.
Surprise.
John getting it in. King high.
Complete lack of surprise.
Snap called by Kyle with the 2 8s. Random fact asking about E in the chat.
How are eights?
E's up about 100, up 96 currently. Up about 100, not too bad. Looks like John getting it all in there with King high. Not going to do it. Kyle picking him off with 2 8s. That might do it for John. Looks like he's packing it up, getting ready to hit the rail.
All right, man. Oh, you know what time it is.
Oh, shit.
Trying to get a chatter in the game.
Nah, really, I'll play tight.
Where is it?
Oh, that's right. You were so pumped that we were on your right. Now you're right.
Now, fuck, yeah.
Seat open. I think we still got a little bit of a list. Jamie's in. Shouldn't be too long, but I think we got a little bit of a list. A few minutes ago, there were 6 names on it. Chatter was one of them. Just try to get him in the game. No response.
Not on the button.
Call down the rest of the list and then seat open.
I've done it. on a double board flop, that's why. Because there was like a weird.
Oh, yeah, that's
And then that got it.
Well, no, there was a flush on both boards. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you don't have it. And I just like pounded the river. And he's like, God, did you like river up one on both boards? I was like, definitely could have.
Yes, 18 all the way around.
Definitely could have.
The
Did
7,
I? No.
the
But I
9,
could have.
and
He almost called too. I was a little worried.
27 check.
Big flop here for Kyle. Flopping bottom 2 pair, 4s and trays with an ace. 64 in the middle. Jordan getting top pair on the button. Kyle checking this monster over to Jordan. Pretty good flop
2 balls.
for Jordan.
Big hop. I just saw that.
Jordan leading out for, I'm sorry, Jamie bet 26 here. Big winner so far is Tony C in the 8th seat.
Yeah, buddy.
He's a player walking right now. If you've ever played in Best Bet Jacksonville, you know Tony C.
I am.
Chatter's the GOAT. Chatter's the man. Chatter makes the game real fun.
Austin is basically just like full of chatters. But like rich chatters.
Kyle putting in the raise here. Check raise to 80 with 4s and trays. Nice little 2-pair flop.
What? Chatter's gone? Yeah, they gave him one call.
Looks like we might not get a chatter in the game.
You're mispronouncing chatter.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Me too, man.
17 first.
Where's Chatter?
7 goals.
Is Chatter gone? For real?
No. 1 thirds.
I texted and said, hurry back. You see that.
20.
Damn, they're already on another person.
Wait, you
Good
didn't
Lord.
punch.
Yeah, I was talking. Forgot. I looked down once I realized. I was like, oh, well. I was trying to find Chatter because they were calling another person. I got
7 makes it 65.
That's a basic. How much?
65.
That's what you did to me
Wait, did you
earlier.
straddle or did you call?
No, I was under you.
Alright.
Hey, Miller, I finally got it.
I know.
Finally got it.
The limp re-raise worked 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The old limp re-raise trick gets one through with 2 black aces. Kyle on a little bit of a heater now. Flopping 2 pair, picking up pocket aces the next hand. That's the way to do it. I think a big part of No Limit Hold'em is all about who gets hot when. You know what I mean?
Dude, if I walk out into that room and I find Chatter, I'm gonna be
You're going to be big blind 7.
So I'm gonna come back.
Tony, you're up first.
They're calling. Come back.
He said, how can y'all make money without me, I guess. Exactly.
That is the idea, man.
This is a random fact. Yeah, this game has been pretty tame, especially for a 2-2 No Limit Deep. Usually we see...
50.
So yeah, usually we see a lot of people getting stacked in this game. I hate to say it, but a lot of times we see a lot of people getting stacked, and so there's a ton of money on the table, but nobody's really gotten stacked in this game. So everybody's just pretty much in there with their original buy-in, which is very rare for this game, for sure. It's very rare and a little bit weird for this game. Absolutely.
2 checks.
Green chip.
3 bets 25.
Look at E flopping top set here. 125 in the middle, bets 25 and gets the fold from Jordan. Jordan folds a pair. That's 25. 129 in the middle, 25 gets it done. What's that? 1/5 of the pot.
Make sure not to throw the cards too hard.
Jordan was getting the wrong price for sure. He only had 2% equity. Maybe he knew it. Soul read. Top set, top fold. All right, cool. Picked up a new player. They're in the 5 seat.
Now I think.
This is a random fact. I think that's what's going on. We haven't seen a lot of people get felted, so we haven't had a lot of rebuys, which means we pretty much just have the original buy-ins on the table.
I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Even James.
You and Tony have that.
I'm pretty sure it's 305.
205 Pennsylvania.
2 folds, 3 makes it 15. The 4.
Of course I make it 15.
He bumping it up again. Next hand, ace, queen, offsuit. Makes it 15 to go. Gets through most of the field. Tony defends out of the big blind, going heads up to the flop. Ace, queen, offsuit, queen, jack suited. Tony's dominated so far. Ooh, flopping a big flush draw, though.
You've had 9s a few times.
9-5 of clubs. 9-5, 9-9-5.
How many?
Look, Philip.
Seeing how good your quads are.
You win.
Look, Philip, man. I just got a straight draw to flush draw.
That's it.
Philip.
I also had queen high, but mine wasn't as good.
You're such a jack play.
I was behind.
Oh, about to get the hockey fight.
I love a hockey
Yeah,
fight.
you missed.
Was there a good one?
It was actually.
Yeah, he yanked it pretty good.
Pretty good.
They've definitely done some super brutal ones.
Okay. Not the Scorpion, okay. 1 seat folds, 2 folds.
Every now and then, you might go to a Kansas game and say,
5 makes it 15. 6 folds.
man picked up a chair. He thought it was
You see?
a club.
7 and 8 folds.
Turned into a boss fight quick.
Thank you. Yeah, he definitely picked up a chair real quick.
Definitely picked up a suspension.
And then, yeah, I think he still got the same suspension for doing that. Even if he would have thrown the chair. It's like if you don't pick up a chair, you might as well throw it.
205 is Alabaster, Alabama.
I don't even know where that is.
He's repping it, though.
Reppin' Bama.
That's it. Straddle on the button.
Wait, what did you say it is?
Where in the
Alabaster, Alabama.
That
They,
sounds
they sound like they got some good fish over there.
205, baby.
That's it.
They're repping the hell out of it.
Action's gonna start in the 9th seat.
You know, somebody watching stream going, hell yeah!
205! Call this out!
9, 1.
That's funny.
You're going to be trending on Twitter in no time.
5.
Right.
6 and 7.
You're going to be the dealer that put Alabaster on the map.
6 calls this way. But it's 7 calls this way. So 3 reaction to 6 calls. 3
Yeah, you got king 6.
King 6, what makes him get king 6?
Not gonna lie.
Rep that, rep it.
If you guys keep sticking here, you should probably fold.
I know you don't, but this is
Like the
funny.
fact that you called it, though.
7, 8 bets 40.
King 6 would have been good.
Yeah, it was
Actually, a good button scrap. I can't shove no more.
That's it? That's all you had on the button
Yeah.
strap was aces.
easy game.
That would have been crazy. You had king 6.
And I was just talking shit. Like, yeah,
I folded
nah, he would hit an ace on the river. Crack.
He has more people.
Dude, my first hand KLO tonight, it was, I had ace 5, turn 3 5s. This guy has 3 5s with an ace. River, the only ace. Like, how does he get aces full against me?
Yeah.
Hate this. Hate this.
Straddle on the button.
Playing high low or?
Yeah, 5 5.
Straddle on the button. Action starts in the 1 seat.
But it was like my first fucking hand in here for the entire day.
Yeah.
Like, alright,
4 calls.
maybe I
Justin
should
was
go.
almost back there and tracked it.
6 calls. 7 calls.
Let's go.
Option on the line. do you want your big blind?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yep, you can toss that back towards me.
Yeah, you can.
Action starts in the 2 seats. Start on the button. 2 folds.
I'll call.
3 folds. 4 folds. Sorry. 5 folds. 6. 7 folds. 8 folds. 9 folds. And 5 folds on the one. You check.
Check.
I guess.
3 checks. 4 checks. 8 bets 10. Three checks. 8 bets. 19. No folds.
Only have 5 highs, man.
I don't want to show this.
What?
Yeah, you did.
You were way ahead. What the fuck?
Get no hands. Get no hands.
I wish you would have hit the deuce on the turn. That would have been sweet.
Okay. I'm gonna shuffle real slow.
Did I break it? Again?
Did you break? What'd you break?
At one point, Dustin was like, yeah, I can't see like 70%. All right. So I've been doing this. I'm like, no, actually, I would probably take the over on my VPIP being 50 at this point, Jamie.
What do I do with this?
You missed a lot.
Straddle on the button. You need me to stop the action right there.
Oh, sorry.
Straddle on the button. 3 makes it 16. 4 gets out the way. 5 calls. 6 folds. 7 folds. 8 raises. 9 folds. 8 raises to
Show the good one.
All right, guys, jumping back in here. We got a few hands left of this 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack cash game. We are about 82 hands into this thing. Started about 9 o'clock. Been going about 2.5 hours.
Multiple strings.
Looks like Jordan bumping this hand up with pocket fives, making it 12 to go. Gets a call from E, King 10 offsuit. Andre's in there with suited Jack 7. Tony getting a pretty good price with ace 10 off. He's thinking about it. Is he getting 3-betting chips out there? Nah, just with the call. Kyle making the call out of the small blind with queen 9 suited. We're going 5 ways to the flop. Wow, everyone about pretty even in equity here pre-flop. 7-7-9, Jack 7 getting there. Right on the flop, no sweat. Oh, pocket fives catching up hard. Kyle thinking his 9 is best. 9s and 7s with a queen, leading out. Jordan with an excellent no raise right here.
The last ringtone I would expect.
Andre just with the call also. Wow, Kyle's got to think he's good here. Queens and 5s, I'm sorry, queens and 9s. Got 3 pair.
Tell Dustin the stream just got unmonetized.
Wow,
YouTube channel down.
Channel down.
Jordan leads out. Full house with a set of 5s. Bet 75. Andre coming in just with the call. Let him catch up on the turn. What a sick one. Kyle trying to figure out what's happening here. How am I not good?
Good God,
That's a text
every time you get a text
message?
message. Can we take a table vote?
Yeah, about a 5-minute song.
He goes, that's a text message?
I mean, come on, man.
You gotta have it.
Gotta have that ringtone. That's a text message.
Oh, stop.
Bottom boat for Jordan here. 5s get there. Andre checks the turn. Wow, Jordan gets called in 2 spots.
Slightly better.
Ooh, gross one.
It's a good river though, Mike.
That's
What did
true.
these guys have?
You'd have had this money.
I'm telling you, you get a boat and get paid off by 2 people. I have a pair and can't make it off.
Bottom boat.
What's it called?
Andre checks the flop after making trips. Lets Jordan catch up on the turn. Andre ends up way behind. Kyle overcalls in 3rd place for 75 with queens and 9s.
You should have done on a turn.
I know,
Let me
that's
get
what I
out
said. I
of
would have
there.
doubled up to
Come
7.
on.
I was like,
Hiram Maru in the chat. Why did the guy with the 7 not check raise? I'm not sure. I think he's trying to get a little trappy. He ended up trapping himself. I see it happen all the time. Trying to spring the trap, end up trapping yourself. Seen it happen a couple times. Yeah, I agree. What happens in that spot is you get caught up on, then you're in trouble.
that would have sucked.
That's why I just threw 1 chip.
I wanted a snap call, not a snap jam.
That was an interesting hand. The weird spot is Kyle overcalling there after a big river bet that gets called. Like two pair there is probably never good. What hands can you beat in that spot, you know? You got a big bet and a call in front of you. What can you beat?
Three-way action.
Spike something, all right.
Yeah. Other shit. Check through the flop, right?
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way you're gonna get everyone.
Yeah, I had to check, right?
Huh?
You wouldn't have called it there.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
Oh, shit. What did I step into?
Shit.
Yeah, okay.
3-bet 75. 6 folds.
I have whatever you think I have. He's like, I do have to figure that out.
Alright, so 3-bet 75. And 7 folds. How much? 115.
Super affordable.
Okay.
I have ace.
Got two back.
Okay.
Man, how do you keep doing this?
ace.
Right?
It's the worst.
Okay.
Worst turn card.
This is my life.
Everybody.
Ah, no.
Appreciate it, sir. Alright, guys. Appreciate you. I'll be back in 30 minutes.
It was like value.
You guys want to explain what you guys are doing?
Oh, the ball.
The new guy?
Oh, are we doing the flop?
Probably not.
Oh, no?
Is that,
I mean, people keep like folding and not
No, everybody's
understanding.
gone now that didn't play.
are we good with the bomb pot?
Up to you guys.
Do you know, good with the bomb pot? All right.
Here, Jordan.
The way it works is you have to play it in turn though. Can't. It's
They
kinda,
just
it's
make
kinda
us put
weird.
it out. We just do $10
Yeah,
on
pick one here,
Yeah,
and
like
we have a
the
button
movie,
straddle, button straddle.
So we're gonna.
Do it in turn.
It's basically
It's
on
a lot
time,
hotter.
so
Going
it's
up.
like 10, 10, 10.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you.
you gotta go in action.
Five
I got you.
folds.
It gets sticky at the rules here. So.
How much is he adding? I'm going up to
So
5.
basically, he's betting 10, call, 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 call.
Yeah, 10, yeah.
If
If
you
you're
want to
better,
fold,
you
you
have
gotta
better
not look at your
phone.
phone. Nobody's looking at cards.
We had a little static with.
Oh, so no looking at cards at all.
The 205, baby.
My mom told me. Repping the 205, boys.
Alabaster.
Hello, Buster.
This is 10, 2 calls, 3 calls, 4 folds, 5 calls, 6 calls, 7 calls, 8 call, 9 call.
Oh, green.
Very good.
Who did it?
So green.
Yeah.
8 players.
Here we go.
Check, check, 3 check, 5 check, 6 check, 7 check, 8 check, 9 check.
That's feeling.
That's why I was happy to put down the hand I have, and that's supposed to be my bonus
Right,
round.
that wasn't a big pot.
Just by you my back.
No, not yet, not yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost bored.
Viewership is pretty good, so it's gonna keep going.
I think you may be trolling me, but I'm not sure. This is-
We're up to 50 viewers now.
Pretty good.
Wow, that's actually impressive.
You're welcome.
12, 13.
You're welcome.
It's like 100 and something people.
Wow. But how shitty was that first? I figured.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the first hour was awful. We didn't have a pot over $30 for an hour.
They were all me.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean, normally this game is like
Yeah, a little bananas.
straddle, call,
Hang on,
call,
hang on, just a second.
28, call, 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 call.
That's what we're trying to recreate.
Yeah. If I fall under 50%, you let me know.
I'm raised 16.
We'll fix that real quick.
Raised 56.
There we go.
It's like the third person to 3-bet.
That might actually be accurate. Like,
Right. Probably aces.
Probably aces again. Probably 3 of them. The 3 aces.
Wouldn't have folded aces that.
Okay.
good hand I had forever.
Like, I was like, I'm trying to queen.
King's only like,
I sat there and like stared at the nines, and I was like, there's no chance. I have Lava said she has like $100.
I was there.
Pass.
I had like Jackson.
In, out.
Backgammon. No, just me.
Just you.
Just me.
No, no.
Beat her in the hand, so.
Dude, I was.
She started.
Well, no, I was
We're
pretty
gonna go there.
excited when she tried to like mumble needle me to Tony. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
come on,
right.
say it out loud.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot
Like
about
at least
that.
then it's funny. Like it's not funny if you're trying to mumble. I don't even remember what I said something like I had aces that time. She's like, who cares? Something like that.
She's gonna tell somebody who cares.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, yeah, dude, say that out loud. Come on. If I can send my friends a link, be like, yeah, there's this like 7-year-old woman needle the hell out of me. It was great.
All right, guys, we're jumping back in here. 4-way action. Josh P. flopping bottom set. Putting in the big 3-bet here against Kyle's king high flush draw.
If we could actually hear it,
Yes.
that they could make 80-year-old woman.
Even if he does, the best hand he can have here is a set. Even if he does have a set, Kyle can obviously improve. There he goes.
I tried to get
Josh P. still got a lot of equity.
No, I'm not bad. I want them to hear it.
Looks like Josh is going to make a boat here about 25% of the time, but Kyle's going to keep the pressure on, betting 115 into 145. Nice bet size from Kyle. Pricing him out. Worst case scenario, he has a set, and he has to have the board pair. Or he could bink the case tray. Am I right? That's right. Josh P. with only 188 behind. Wow. Folds bottom set. Nice play by Kyle. Takes that one down. Way to put the pressure on him with a nice bet size. Gets the job done. Gets the fold.
think I gave you too much credit, bro.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, that was.
Apparently, Kyle played that one just perfect enough to leave him wondering. That's what you want to do with your bet sizing. You want to keep them guessing. This time, Jamie raising middle position with 2 10s. I'm sorry, raising with a mystery hand, getting called by 2 10s. Russ right next door. Jamie raising early position, under the gun +1. Raising a 16. Gets called by 2 10s. Gets called by Queen 9 offsuit out of the big blind from Kyle. And we're going heads up to the flop. Oh, just flopping top boat for Russ. Jamie running right into it. Leads out into top boat for 35. That's a tough spot. That's basically the nuts. It's hard to make a better hand than top boat. Tens full of 5s for Russ. Jamie has like an ace, queen, ace, king type hand. Russ needs to take him to value town right now. Jamie betting 145 into about 120. I'm sorry, betting 45 into about 120. Yeah, Russ needs to take him to value town. Jamie might even have a hand as strong as king jack. Oh, I definitely saw an ace with a face card. Ace king, ace queen. Well played by Russ. That's exactly what he does. Puts in the big raise, waits for Jamie to get there, puts in the big raise. Jamie can't get away from it. I definitely saw an ace with a face. Not sure what the other card was. Ace king or ace queen. Russ taking down a big one. Jamie reaching for the reload.
King high was good.
King high nuts.
King high was good.
Kyle getting there on the river this hand, making a queen high flush, ace queen 9-5 deuce flush. Up against top pair from Josh P. Kyle just punishing Josh P this game. Kyle got there against Josh's set of fives earlier. This time making a flush on the river, second flush in a row. Can't get there.
Seven hearts, five of spades, leave them up. Seven hearts, five of spades.
I'm just gonna raise with that.
Re-raise. 12.
Wait, re-raise.
I would have got this.
Six,
Yeah.
seven,
Everyone knows I'm playing tight.
raise. 28. 9, 4. 28. Heads up.
We got a heads up action here. E with the 8-4 of diamonds. Both players checking the Jack 7-9 flop.
Raise at 40.
Jack, Jack 9. E with the gutter ball. Decides not to continue. If he does make his 10 there, would give Tony a higher straight anyway. He gets out of the way.
Full action starts in a small line.
All right, button moves. We're on to the next hand. We got a few more for you guys tonight. Thanks for sticking around with us this long. It's been fun. I always love the 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack game. It's the best game on the stream. We got another one coming up in about 2 weeks, I think. The next 2-2 no limit hold'em game, February 12th. Almost exactly 2 weeks.
This is like when you're almost like you're on the bubble of the money in the tournament. We're all just like race, take, race. Exactly how this feels for the last 30 overs.
Once again, we've talked about it a couple times tonight. All my tournament grinders out there. I'll see you next weekend for the 30K deep stack tournament. I'll be there on Saturday to play.
Solid 6, man.
Got a little twist.
Jordan opening up pocket queens. Gets a call out of E with the 9-7 suited.
Got a little testy. Which one?
I like that hand.
100.
You're like, well, you can do whatever you want.
Then when she got 100, then she's talking about, I just get my money back and leave. You already got 100.
Yeah, that was funny. She looked at me.
You can take the chips that are left.
She's like, I just take the 100, but
She was like, I don't like this game. Can I take my money back and
yeah,
leave?
down there. Like, I seen the 10. I'm like,
So weird.
Six is all in.
How much is it?
Looks like we got check, check, jam here on the A-side board. 2 queens, 194 to call. There's 264 in the middle. Looks like check, check, jam. 2 queens gets out of the way. He gets rid of the gutter ball.
Up to 5.
the more money you
Like,
lose,
when
the
I
more
watch
people
it,
want to
so
join
good.
your club. You don't think
Good
that's how it
idea.
works?
I don't think it works that way.
If you sat here and you won a lot,
Pocket
they'd be like,
eights
"Oh, I'm not going to that room."
for Big Tony there in the 8th seat,
You lose like, oh man, that's where the donkey
making it
goes.
$19 to go.
That is where we are.
Looks like the old raise and take it one time. Tony picks up a pot.
Everything's
They got straddles everywhere. Front, back, side to side.
Which one has president?
That's right. Straddles everywhere. 2-2, no limit hold'em. Tim and Mike H, have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys on Friday for the big 510 no limit hold'em stream. Thanks for watching on the YouTube channel.
Still can't believe you knocked your boy out.
We appreciate it.
You knocked him out, he left.
I didn't show him the
He
call.
got this F out.
He drove 4 hours to play with you, and you just knocked him out.
Man, shit. He bet the flop. I just know he had it.
I know you
And the ace hit the turn. He flinched.
And then you went all in on the river, and he called.
But I knew once he called, he got to have it.
I was just so shocked with all that play.
Yeah.
You ain't the only one. I'm sitting here like, I got quads.
Are y'all close? Like, is that like your boy? Yeah, you gotta tell him, like, you can't be doing that with the deuces. You know?
Then y'all was heads up. Two
Yeah.
people at your neck. You checked it to him. No.
No, the one I got quads, I bet 75. And then he went
Oh, yeah,
all in
yeah,
over top. He didn't have no belief in me.
That shit was
You
funny.
believe now?
He's driving home right now like, we'll win it all.
Brian Webb, I can do that for you. We'll do it after this hand. I'll drop down the, you want to see the wins and losses or just the stacks? I imagine you want to see the wins and losses, right?
He's here.
I mean, like, everybody's got their
got a
choice.
lot. Pair or a set?
Pair and flush draw. Little low.
Yeah, not folding ever.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to pretty much call.
Looks like Matt getting his last 55 in the middle here. Jordan calling with middle pair and a flush draw. Huge flop for Jordan, but it looks like it's no good. I'm assuming Matt had a king of some sort.
Oh, he's driving now.
Couldn't see his cards. Had a pair of mystery cards.
We're waiting on you. He watching the game right now.
And you watch the next game, that's for sure.
So you see the flopping, like, damn, I should have got it.
Go watch the stream, see how many aces I got, which was 3.
I got aces one time. Everybody folded. That was real bad.
So what you're saying is you won the hand.
I had aces twice.
Mission accomplished.
You got paid off.
Ace king. I had a lot of people.
You got every hand you play.
Then I got you with that jack.
Every time I get
seven,
aces,
that
I
was
win
good.
Yeah, I had ace jack.
Okay. Every other time I had, like, similar hand. That's
Draw, draw.
You always play aces.
I check it.
Check your ace. Oh, fair.
King 10 flop for Andre here. Matt looks like he's trying to turn 7 deuce into a bluff here from the button. Makes it 30 and gets called.
hand was.
Nah, I'm not falling for that. I checked. You got it. I was trying to buy it. That's what I thought.
Nice,
I knew
nice.
I don't know.
You could have had ace.
I knew he
king,
didn't
queen,
have it. That's
jack.
why we raised him. I didn't think you had a king though.
time that'll get you.
I knew what he was doing. I didn't think I was behind him.
You push it all in, I'm calling it. You give me a
All right, let's take a look at those chip counts. Brian Webb in the chat asking about the wins and losses. Here we go so far. Tony up 530 in this 2-2 no limit hold'em game. E down 385. Jamie getting steamrolled, stuck 860 in this thing. Tough spot for Jamie so far in this 2-2 no limit hold'em deep stack game.
You ain't never happy.
Alright, I'm not gonna raise it.
Are you in the
Oh shit. Well,
What's that call?
I thought he straddled.
saw surprises like reviews.
Cody Taft, that's pretty funny. Wins, losses, yeah.
Is this real life?
Is that including the chips he has for Jamie? It's pretty good.
100 people fell asleep with it on.
Maybe.
Yeah, I turn that bitch on my TV and just talk. Like, you turn on Twitch, you know, like, it's easy.
It's on YouTube too, but then you start playing other shit. Damn.
Yeah, you ever done that and, like, the next video is loud as hell?
Yeah.
Like, the next video will be so much louder.
Four makes a six.
Wake up, what the hell's going on?
Well, it's like the worst of my problems too.
9 fold.
Good call. Good call.
Call check.
4 makes a 20.
There we go, boosting up. 5-10 limit.
Jacket Club. I need a Jacket Club. Give me that.
That's
Oh,
exactly
shit.
it.
My bad.
You got it.
I should let him buck the turn,
Is
man.
that a bonus too? You get straight flush?
No. Damn, let him buck the turn, man.
He raised it for you, you still here.
Damn, I got a flush like.
No, you don't want him to hit another club.
Doesn't matter.
Man, you got a straight flush,
Yes,
open
I'll
ended.
take it.
You ain't going over either.
Bomb pot?
Last thing. Oh,
This is the last. We do a bomb pot after this?
Wait, last hand?
No, for her.
Oh, okay.
gonna dealer change it.
So, bomb pot for her last hand, or no?
Yeah, button straddle that thing.
Shot. Shot.
1 fold. 2 raises. 25. 4 fold. 6 calls, 25. 7 fold. 8 raises. 9 fold. 8 raises. 7. 9 folds. Calls. 6 fold. Heads up.
It was I don't know what else to do. What hit? I tried.
8 bets 110.
We got a big one here, guys. Pocket jacks versus pocket queens. Overpair versus overpair on the 10 high board. What are you doing this spot? Both players very deep. Both players about 300 big blinds deep. This is a huge spot. This is a huge spot. There's already 281 in the middle. This spot could get out of control real quick.
Oh, I thought he was finna ship it. I thought he was finna ship it. I'd rather snap it.
Jordan finds the fold on the 10 high board. Tony shows him the queens. Tony picks up a big one.
Nah, you look too strong right there. You look like you.
All right. Are we attempting a bomb pot?
You had an ace right there. No, you didn't have. You had a 10, probably.
Straddle on the button.
Jack.
Small and big.
Want to do 15 on this one? Last one.
I'm down.
2-2, no limit hold'em, deep stack cash. We got a few more hands. We're 102 hands into this thing.
I'm probably not gonna get away from it if it runs on.
Ben Lamb. Ben Lamb jokes about Jordan there in the 2 seat. I agree. He does look like Ben Lamb.
That kills the action.
Okay, I'm hanging on. Oh, you did? Oh,
No
Lord
big
Jesus.
deal.
Good.
Everything was shut down. No big
Ben Lamb's the man. What a beast.
Just 15. Last one, so
Oh, yep, Maxim's here.
why not?
Once he's gonna make it 15.
Wait, hold on. Somebody might make it 100. Shoot.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
2 calls, 3 calls, 6 calls, 7 calls.
Damn, I think you had a lot more. Like, hold on.
Ask him another
I wanted to renege.
Actually, no, go and knock it all down.
God,
Jordan folding jacks on the 10 high board.
I don't even want to win it.
What a sick fold.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, when you know, you know. Sometimes you just get that feeling. You know you're beat. He's going to look back and see this. Well, actually, Tony showed him the queens. He already knows he was right.
Nine bet 60. Folds, two folds.
Get him. Gamble, gamble.
6, 7, and heads up action.
Looks like E trying to make the gutter ball here on the ace, queen, jack board. Deuce of spades brings 2 flush draws.
Good.
Do
What?
you have the king high flush draw? Oh shit.
Oh, that would have been so awesome if the queen of no. You have to be like the
We would've got it in that point.
Yeah, I give you all my money then. Can't believe we only got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason I'm still here.
20 minutes, really?
We said 12, 20.
26 to be exact.
Well, this is last. Yeah.
Last deal.
Do something crazy. The 3 is adding 100. That's yours. There's a straddle on the button also, Jay. 2 folds. You can slide it out. I'll get you.
I thought it was one of them. I was like, Jesus.
So, 4C calls.
Last time we do like a $25 flip.
Like that escalated
Sure,
quickly.
whatever.
9 calls.
Thank you.
Sounds like you have less money on the table. We call anything.
Now we're going with it.
Why not? Come on. $25 ball.
4 checks. 9 checks. 1 checks.
I check.
4 checks. 9 checks. 1 check.
Check again.
4 checks. 9
Got a
checks.
spade. Anybody got a spade?
Shit, Ronda.
Spade.
None. None. Are you done too?
Nah. I'm just gonna cover.
I can't we really are now.
Yeah, well.
Straddle on the button.
Land to the flush out. Land to the flush out.
I need some flip. Call.
Hey, can you bring me blue for that? 3 folds, 4 calls. The 8 makes it 20. 9 folds. 1 fold. 2 seat makes it 70.
This could be the big one. Oh.
Should have, man.
Show me 6. Show it to him.
It was showing me a 6 on it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah, he already been waiting a while.
Little base in it, sorry. Thank you. Oh, there was no picking up on the machine.
Nice.
I guess, you'll never know.
Straddle on the button. How much are you behind, Tony? Tony?
Huh?
How much are you behind? 500, okay. Straddle, buttons, action start. Call. Call? 4 calls. 7 calls, 8 calls. 9 raises, 18.
keep doing it.
Yeah, I got position this time.
True story. Check.
3 checks, 7 bets.
I don't have anything this time.
I have the same exact hand back to back.
Nice.
3 calls.
Last time I was like, maybe I can bluff river, but nothing really got there to
Yeah.
bluff.
I was like, oh, man, I have a pair. I'm going down with it.
Yeah, at that point you were good to go.
It's hard to make a pair in this game.
It is.
Plus you're like a little stuck, so I knew you were ready.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm like, what 2 5 games are there? Is there one?
Probably,
two?
there's probably at least, there's plenty of hours left in this place to get
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
Especially on those games.
There's probably 1, 2, 5.
2 folds. 3 makes it 15, 4 folds. 7 makes it 35.
Man.
5 folds, 4 folds.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Kiss them goodbye.
He didn't respect 2 raises at all. He's like, yeah, I can flat this thing, but he's definitely not coming over the top.
Hey, move your card around. There you go. Give him a little massage.
Wiggle it
That's it.
just a little bit.
That's it. Come on now, wiggle it too much. Take it down. 3 checks. 7 checks. 8 bets. 80. Better. How much should I tell you what they are if we get the show out?
Let's see what I have. Alright, cool.
So 3 seat calls, 4 seat, 7 seat folds. Heads up.
4 people.
3 checks. 8 bets, 160.
I had pocket
I believe in you.
Yeah, pocket 10.
Swear to God. Yeah, right there.
I gotta show that. I gotta show that.
Oh my God.
I gotta show that.
You'll see that one, no shit.
I gotta see that. I gotta show that. Ooh, boy, you stacking right there. You go all in the turn. I'm
like you
not
just lost the
folding.
$500
No,
pot.
I can't fold the turn.
That's off.
Yeah.
That's like the one, oh, fucking A. Good hand.
There you go. Never fold. That's the lesson.
How much time do you have?
A lot of me thought he had
But if I
6,
flop, if I flat 35, you gotta put
Like a lot of me thought he had 6, 7.
in a bit on.
All right, guys, got a couple more hands for you. We've played 109 hands tonight. That's pretty good.
7 all over it.
Started at about 8:30. A little after, played 109 hands in 4 hours.
Got a little spicy. Got a little spicy.
I know you guys might, some of you guys might think that's a little slow for a live game, but remember we hand shuffle everything. There's a little bit of tanking here in these big stream games. Looks like we lost 2 players there in the 5 and 6 seat.
8 folds.
Kyle coming in with the 5-4 suited. We're going 3 ways to the flop. Kyle does not want to make a spade flush. Jamie got him dominated. King 6 of spades. Heads up to the flop. Here we go.
2 checks, 7 checks.
Ooh, Kyle flopping big 2 pair. Jordan getting top pair and a flush draw and clicking it back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was waiting for this game to be over, but I was like, you know, just because we're on a stream doesn't mean.
Let's get stacks in. Let's see it. Kyle flopping bottom 2. Jordan top pair and a flush draw. Goes bet call. Where's the rest of this pot? Oh. Kyle gets counterfeit there on the river.
Man, we could have got it on the flop.
Gross, yeah. Absolutely. Where's the rest of this pot? There's $34 in the middle.
Sorry.
Top pair and a flush draw, clicking it back. Bottom 2 pair.
That could have got pretty ugly right there.
Yeah, that flop, it's all going in.
Yeah. to avoiding saying the most music thing.
Straddle on the button, 2-seat, you're up.
12?
Yeah.
That was gonna be.
Perfect.
So 17 make the 12. 8-seat cost. That was.
You said this is why you don't straddle?
Man, they played hands since 9 o'clock.
That's why.
We played hands since.
All right, heads up pot. Kyle and Tony heads up to the flop.
6-7 check.
No money in this.
That's my high card.
That's my high card.
Oh, you're
Oh, I lied.
That one hurts.
he's like they finally caught me lying.
But even his lie was A-side.
Bud moves. We're on to the next one.
He didn't like lie and like have top here. Like, no. At A-side instead of 8-high.
You guys don't forget, we got a big 5, 10, 25 no limit hold'em stream this Friday night. The game's going to get huge.
Raise to 20.
Always does. Always does. He raising the ace-9 offsuit out of the small blind, making it 20 to go. Gets through Kyle. Tony's going to see a flop with 2 black 4s. Ooh, Russ picking up pocket 10s. Last time Russ had pocket 10s, flop top boat. Got max value out of those. All right, we're going 3 ways to the flop. Ace-9 off, pocket 4s, pocket 10s.
Yours is probably around.
Wow, Tony flopping another set here.
Oh, that'd be around 30.
Over-under's 30.
No, because you haven't
You
really
might get some value out of those 2 10s.
I disagree. That's actually when I've lost all my money. So I know that I've been in pots.
He's like, my number of add-ons begs the difference. I get it. I wish it was like scrolling here, you know?
Yeah,
We
I know,
could just see the
everyone-
stats.
That would be awesome.
Like, oh, I gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, those are both those numbers up. Be like, yeah,
And the 1-seat cost.
whoever has the highest beat at the end, I gets like $100.
Yeah, like that'd be a cool
From
like,
every
little
other player.
prop bet.
From him, yeah.
The next
Yeah,
stream
that'll
we
be
should do that.
8 bets. 135.
Oh, wow, look at this turn card. Set over set. We're getting stacks in here for sure. How do you not?
Got about 7 behind.
Tony leads out for 135. It's 135 to Russ, turning top set. What a sick one. Hope you guys are still awake for this one. We're getting stacks in for sure. 780 behind, 842 behind. Both players super deep. How can either player fold? Is this just a sick cooler? Who can fold in this spot?
One raises. 300.
What a sick turn. Oh, gross one. Can't make it 300. He's got to go to 330. Got to make it 330. Tony just with the call. Feels like something's fishy, I guess. All right, heads up to the turn. I'm sorry, the river.
Check.
8 of spades might save them both a little bit of money. I don't think anyone's going to get too crazy. There's already 800 in the middle. Russ ripping it, getting in his last 542. Oh, man, can Tony get away from middle bottom set here? That 8 brings so many possibilities to the board. The flush gets there, the straight gets there, there's another straight on board, there's 2 higher sets. Can Tony fold right here? Can Tony ever fold? There's 1,300 in the middle now, and it's 542 for Tony. This is a gross one. This is such a tough spot. You work all night to run your stack up. I mean, the 7-9 gets there. All the flush draws get there.
Straight versus a set.
Oh,
I thought he had.
Tony makes the call. Tony makes the call. Oh, sick one. Russ is going to get
Yeah.
all of it. I think Tony might have a little bit behind.
A random spades?
Huh?
What, yeah, random
Ooh,
No, I'm talking about earlier. I would have hit it.
Yeah, yeah.
that's a sick one. Nasty cooler. I said it at the beginning of the hand. I wouldn't be surprised if we got stacks in. We got stacks in, and they all moved over to Russ.
I think he checked my bet. He checked. I think he checked my bet.
He might. He could. Damn, he did. He played so well too to make that.
About to break.
I'll call.
Draw on the button. 4 calls, 7 calls, 9 calls.
I
Shack,
know.
not Apple.
I know. Tape of it.
9 and the 2, 1 and the 2.
So then you want to drop it in the box right next to it.
Yeah, yeah. I'd much rather do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not when AD's here, but, but yeah.
I like it. Action folds around. Action checks all the way through. More checks, check, 7 checks, check, 9 checks, 3 checks,
Is that the box you got clicked in turn right now?
4 checks out, 7 checks, 9 checks.
Hey, you can play that one. There you go.
Wow, I'm still reeling from that set over set, 10s over 4s hand. Bad beat for Tony. I think he had chips left over, but I think he had to go take a walk. I don't blame you. If you've never been in that spot, you haven't played enough poker. That's the worst feeling in the world.
He's like 125 bomb pot.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Flip or bomb pot or what?
Yes.
What are we doing, guys?
I mean, I'm fine for like 15, 20.
20? Is it 20? Alright, 20.
20 bomb pot?
All right, 20 bomb.
Your bomb?
All right, well, let's go
That'd be
and
like
follow,
50 on
let's go and follow action accordingly,
You want to do 50 on
and
the
we'll go from there. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
once it's on you.
What did we do?
$20
$20
bomb
bomb.
pot.
Raise.
All right, looks like we're going to, I think this is the last hand of the night. Looks like we're going to make it a bomb pot, I think. Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
Action change.
I just feel it. I feel it.
That's why I hate this season.
I really wish you'd have made it 40, so we always had to call for it.
That one.
Looks like we're going 6 ways. Everybody's in. Last hand of the night. Make it a bomb pot. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Deuce on the flop would be sick. Wait on Kyle's cards. You got to put them in the box there, bud. That's why we highlighted the box.
I'll check his bet.
Are deuces in the lead right now? We can't see Kyle's cards, but deuces were in the lead. Now ace 10 off. Looks like the best hand. Gutter ball with the queen 10. Needs the king. E with the heart draw. I like this bet for 50. Try to take it down one time. There's 120 in the middle. I don't know if he's going to make it through Russ.
Just fold and hold. Do you want to hold? That's all.
Russ makes the call. He's going to need a heart. A heart and only a heart to get out of this one. Doesn't get there. King on the river. Russ's ace is good. Another big pot for Russ. 200 in the middle. Just taking it down. Russ got to be tonight's big winner after stacking Tony for 1 million big blinds. Here we go. Russ in the lead, up 1,400. E taking a little bit of a beating, stuck 433. We also lost 4 players, I believe. Maybe 5. Lost maybe 5 players. from this 2-2 No Limit Deep Stack game. That's going to do it. My name is Dustin Shacklock. We'll be back Friday night with a 5-10-25 No Limit Hold'em game. Thank you guys all so much for sticking around, hanging out with us, getting in the chat, keeping me company. You guys are awesome. We'll see you Friday night. Thanks again.